Yes, that's it. We learned about Keiichi's sin.
His sin, and how Rena doesn't trust him anymore because you don't keep things from your friends. That's what he said, and he kept that from his friends about how he shot at children with a BB gun for stress relief, I guess. He's a freak, and that's one of the reasons he moved to Hinamizawa, is to put that in the past. So he did that. So, and Rena doesn't trust him anymore because she learned about that from Oishi, and Rena also is just kind of going off the deep end, and gone off the deep end because she has fallen for this conspiracy theory that Takano wrote in her notebook. She's gone kind of insane. One other thing that happened is she was in her hideout, which is a car in a junkyard, and Rika came up and had a syringe and told her, you have a choice. Like, you can choose to take this or you cannot. And so, of course, Rena said no. Rena started, like, clawing at her neck for some reason. Because she, like, felt something. She felt, like, sweat or something. And it ended up,
she
like,
attributes that to the curse.
Yes. And she ends up, so it's like a small amount of, like, the effects of what happened to Tomitake, and he clawed his throat out. So she was kind of, like, trying to resist, and ended up making her neck bleed a bunch. Then that's when Keiichi ran into her, and that's when they had that interaction, where she was like, I don't trust you, because you lied. You didn't tell us about this. You withheld information from us. So, fuck, dude.
She also made the point to say of, like, you dare to have the moral high ground of me trusting you when you refuse to trust us.
Mm-hmm.
And she's right.
She's right. She's absolutely right.
She's going through it, and she needs to trust him, but he's not given her a reason to.
I'm trying to think of, because, like, the thing with Rika was incredibly, like, eye-opening, because she also mentioned that she has been around for hundreds of years or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. And that she wasn't Rika. She was somebody else. So I'm sticking to my theory that Rika is possessed by something that is probably what the villagers believe to be Oyashiro-sama. Is it actually Oyashiro-sama? Who can say? I can't, but I have my thoughts, and those are them. So I guess we shall continue. And before we do, alright, no more redeems. Chat. None. If there are any redeems that appear to be there, if you use them, you've wasted your points. Congratulations. I also now have this handy message up here that says TTS is currently disabled. So, if you use the TTS, it's your fault! It's not gonna work! That's $50! Not $50, 50 cents that you wasted! If it was $50, I would be really upset if you wasted $50. It's 50 cents! Down the drain! But Twitch might be able to refund you if it didn't work. But just so you know.
But it's also 50 cents, who cares?
It's also 50 cents. If you so desperately wanted to make my funny little guy say something while we're trying to read things out loud dramatically, you deserve to lose 50 cents. I was just kidding. I'm so mean.
Of you being an asshole is 50 cents.
It's so mean to you guys. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Cal's not. Did we?
I'm never sorry.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, we did this.
We saw that Keiichi's dad was drawn to Hinamizawa by these two young, beautiful girls, Rika and somebody else, which is probably the possessing girl. I don't know. Damn. There goes my singular
it was a really
gumball.
genuinely nice
Mhm.
uh moment until he got weird.
Yeah, he got a little weird.
Ugh.
Keiichi's dad is a bit of a freak. Freak. At
That makes sense.
lunchtime, the next day. Did you say you could do this one? What'd you say?
What?
What?
I said I'm gonna turn this up in Discord.
Oh, my bad. I
So it's
pressed the
just a
wrong
little
thing.
quiet for me.
At lunchtime, the next day, everybody in class was talking about Rena's disappearance. We were all worried about her safety, but I kept a safe distance from everybody else. I do wonder where she went. Someone said that she was demoned away. How can they say such things? I can't believe their nerve.
Keiichi-san, you look down today.
Me. Satoko and Rika-chan noticed something odd about my attitude.
Hmm?
I couldn't sleep at all last night because of what Rena told me. Friends don't keep secrets from one another. That sentence bit into my heart, and I couldn't sleep because of the pain. Mion, Satoko, and Rika-chan too. I have something I need to talk to you about. Is it about Rena? No, it's not. It's about me. I decided to tell them about it because they were my friends. But I didn't know what I was expecting to change by doing so. They might despise me. Was there any benefit in telling them? Not really. No, there wasn't. I knew that for sure. But I still wanted to tell them about it, just because I thought it'd help heal the pain I was feeling.
What is this about, Keiichi-san?
Well, it's the truth about myself. I'd appreciate it if you listened to me. It's about what happened to me before I moved here. I was the kind of guy who wasn't good at anything but studying. I learned the tricks of the game called studying at my cram school. I enjoyed the sense of superiority I felt by getting good grades. I kept studying just because I wanted to look down on the other students. This is the most late Yagami ass. Holy shit. When my grades got better, my parents got happier, and my teachers praised me. I felt good. It was fun to look down on the students who were good at running, dodgeball, or swimming. That was the only reason I kept studying. Before I knew it, not only was I the top of my class, I was the top of my school. So I started to think I was the most important student there. I looked down on the kids who were playing in the schoolyard during lunch break. I enjoyed feeling a sense of superiority to them in my insignificance. The more I studied, the better everybody expected me to do. They started to place high hopes on me. They expected me to do the best school, to go to the best school in Japan. I flattered myself in thinking I deserved to go to that school as well. But the fun went out of looking down on people, while the burden of studying didn't change a bit. My classmates stopped admiring my cleverness after a while, and my teachers started to push me to study more. All of a sudden, the fun had gone out of it. To begin with, I didn't even like to study. I had average reflexes, I was average in a fight, I was an average boy with nothing that really drew attention, so when I found something I could use to get that attention, I jumped on it. It happened to be studying for me, but it was riding a unicycle or juggling. I would have done that too. If it was. When I realized I didn't enjoy studying anymore, it got very boring. And then I found a death note. I was just a little boy who wanted to be praised when I did something better than anybody else. I finished all of my summer homework because my parents praised me for it, and I took charge of cleaning duties at school because my teachers praised me for it. So when they stopped praising me for what I did, I began to feel as though my life had no meaning. Okay, I understand this as just a little aside. In my school, like growing up in school, I was in like honors classes and stuff, and like after a bit, this does happen, and instead of praising you for getting good grades, people like it's more common to be scolded for not getting good grades, and that starts to get to you a little bit, to the point where I remember my senior year in high school, I was automatically put into AP classes, and I went no. Because part of the reason I went no was, Keiichi could probably relate to this, is because when I was in an AP class, I wasn't special anymore. I was dumb compared to all the smarter kids. And I was like, I hate this. And I asked to be put in like a normal class instead. And they were like, but you're so smart. And I was like, no, no, I'm only smart when I'm around average people. And that's so fucked up and like elitist, probably. But I was a terrible little teenager like Keiichi, so I relate to what he's saying right now. So I'm like, this is real shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
My parents used to give me an allowance that was proportional to how good my grades were, so I used to get a substantial amount of money for my age. I don't know if I had a natural interest in violence, or if I was looking for it because of my frustration at the time. I took an interest in BB guns. I don't relate to this part. I must say, I don't relate to this part. At first, I shot at cardboard boxes. It was fun. Being violent at pieces of cardboard relieved a lot of stress. Nobody blamed me for doing that. But soon, I started wanting to do something I should never have done. On the box that my BB gun came in was a warning label that read, "Do not shoot at people." That was when I thought about doing just that. Why did I do something I shouldn't have? I guess I was just immature. I wasn't interested in studying anymore, but I forced myself to do so anyway. My parents forced me to go to several cram schools. I was mad at them for that. I should have told them I didn't want to study anymore. But I didn't have the courage to do that. So I used my frustration as an excuse to do something cowardly. Shot at kids who were younger than I was with my BB gun. It gave me such a thrill. It felt so good to do something bad when I was so overcome with studying. Needless to say, I had no personal grudge against the kids I shot. As long as the kids passed through a deserted street, they met the requirements to become my target. I didn't mean to hurt them. I shot at them once or twice from a distance. That was all I wanted to do. But sometimes, they didn't react at all because the BBs hit a thicker part of their clothes or something. I didn't like that, so I started to shoot until they noticed they were being hit. It inevitably escalated into a barrage of gunfire. I study a lot. I'm doing something good. So I deserve to do something bad to balance out the good thing I'm doing. That was the unbelievably selfish excuse I made. I thought I had a right to do things like that because I was suffering myself. I thought people who weren't suffering like I was deserved to be shot at and to get hurt a little bit. I was so selfish, so arrogant, and so immature. I was disgusted with myself. If I could have met myself at that time, I would have given myself a punch in the face so hard that I'd knock out all of my teeth. They started to call it a series of attacks on school children. The principal of my school held a morning assembly to inform everyone about the case and to warn them to be careful when playing outside. I was laughing sneakily. The PTA issued a letter of warning and advice to take the safest way to and from school. Parents took turns watching kids when they walked between home and school in groups. The more serious it got, the more it reminded me of the excitement I first felt when my grades started going up. I was absorbed in that game I was playing. I didn't think that I'd get caught someday. I didn't even think to stop doing it either. One day, I found a little girl who was walking down a narrow, dark street, all alone. She was a very small girl. I don't know if she was on her way to her friend's house or if she was running an errand. I didn't care which. It was careless of her to go out alone. School had warned her not to. So, it was her fault. Just like always, I made a selfish excuse and attacked her. Some of the shots hit her in the back. She noticed she was attacked by somebody. She turned around. It was a natural reaction. At that time, I didn't hesitate to rain hell upon her. So when she turned around, I was still shooting at her. Jesus Christ. Usually, when I shot at a kid, she cried in pain and ran away. But this girl was different. She thrashed around in excruciating pain, holding one of her eyes. When I saw her doing that, I realized what had happened right away. The BB had hit her in the eye. Until that moment, I didn't think about what would happen when a pellet that could easily go through a cardboard box hit an eyeball. Anyway, the girl howled in pain. For the first time, I realized I had done something horrible. She saw me, so I couldn't take her to the hospital. I couldn't do anything about it, so I left her there while she was still screaming in pain. I wondered if she was okay, and I worried that she had lost her eye. I kept thinking about her, and I didn't even feel like eating that day. I went to the bookshelf in our living room, snuck a medical box to my room, and studied the structure of the human eye. It was too late to make a difference, but I studied what kind of injuries would make a person lose their vision. I knew it wouldn't make the sin I committed weigh any less, even if I found out that she wouldn't lose her sight. I couldn't sleep that night, and I suffered from a high fever. It wasn't my parents, my teachers, or the police who first punished me for what I did. It was my own body. Before dawn, I woke my parents up and confessed to my sin. They were shocked at first, but it seemed like they understood the situation quickly due to my recent disobedient behavior and my interest in BB guns. My mom cried hysterically. My dad slapped me in the face till it swelled up. Before the sun came up, I turned myself into the police, accompanied by my parents. Satoko stared at me with a stunned expression. I deserved to receive that kind of look. What I did was very wrong, and I needed to accept that.
Is that all true?
Yes, it's all true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you until now.
What made you want to tell us?
Mion asked me. Rika-chan nodded in agreement.
To tell you the truth, I don't understand why.
Well, I know, but...
No. I'm just saying that I don't see any reason why you had to tell us about it.
Well, I didn't want to keep secrets from my friends. You're my friends, so I couldn't hide it from you anymore.
What are you expecting us to do?
I'm not expecting anything. I just...
If you're asking for forgiveness, I can't give it to you. You have to ask the kids you attacked if you want that. It won't help any to tell us about it.
I agree with Rika. I think you're really brave to tell us, but I don't understand what you want to do from here on out.
I don't want to do anything. I just thought it's not right to keep secrets from my friends. My friends looked annoyed by the sudden confession of my past. I took it as bitter medicine. I got what I deserved.
Kei-chan, I have a question. Why can't friends keep secrets from each other?
What?
I mean, that's what you're saying, but I really don't agree. I don't agree either.
Mion and Rika-chan obviously disagreed with my statement. Satoko nodded, following suit.
I don't think it's wrong to refuse to tell people things you'd rather not. We all have lots of things we don't want to tell anyone else, but like tragedies, mistakes, and other things you don't want to remember. If I'd have to tell someone everything to be true friends with them, I wouldn't want to have them as my friends at all. But... Keiichi, there's a difference between things you don't need to confess and things you have to confess. You have to confess what you did to receive forgiveness. But once you're forgiven, you don't need to keep confessing.
Quite. You turned yourself into the police and they scolded you good, did they not? You atoned for your sin and you were forgiven. What more do you have to do?
You turned yourself in and you accepted the result. You did what you had to do. It's very important that you keep reminding yourself of your sin so that you won't make the same mistake again.
Scary line. But you only have to take care of that on your own. It's not something you have to confess to everybody.
That's very true. I have many embarrassing stories that I'd rather not tell anyone.
Me. Satoko does have quite a lot of them.
It's not only me. Rika has a heap of them too.
Meep, meep, meep.
Beaker. Meep. Satoko and Rika-chan fooled around with each other like they always did. Mion looked at them and then looked back at me.
Satoko just said something very important. Did you get it?
You mean the part where she said she has a dark past that nobody needs to know about?
No. The bit after that. She's saying that everybody has something they'd rather hide. Considering that nobody grows up in a sterilized room, we all learn by trial and error. That's called life, you know? You do both good things and bad things in order to grow up. Your goal is to become a wonderful person by the end. Everything that happens is a very important experience, including both the good and the bad. The same goes with everybody, with Satoko, Rika-chan, and me too. The same applies to everybody in this class. For example, me used to be a very bad girl. Meow, meow. Why? You making me say meow, Rika. Well,
she's just a little kitty girl. It's fine.
I'm not proud of it or anything, but shooting at people with a BB gun is like nothing compared to what I did. I used to throw bricks at people.
I know what she means, but out of context, Mion. Press F12.
I can't even count how many times I ended up in a cell at the police station. During the dam conflict, I was a regular there. I'm not kidding, it's all true.
But it happened in the past, and she doesn't have to tell you about it, even though she's your friend.
Even though she's my friend.
I made a lot of embarrassing mistakes and committed some crimes too. But I don't tell you about them because telling you wouldn't help in any way.
If you feel better by telling us about your past, we'll listen. But there's no rule that says you have to tell us about your past just because we're friends. I don't want to dig up a past that you don't want to talk about. That's what true friends are all about, I think. I agree with you, but we're happy if you feel better now by telling us about your past. We can forget about it if you want us to. We'll never change the way we see you because of this.
What you did in the city has nothing to do with who you are right now. You're a precious friend to us. I actually don't want to know about your past, to be honest with you.
I agree with Rika. The same thing goes the other way around. Even if you did something great in the city, but if you were a nasty person here, I wouldn't care what great things you did back then.
In other words, Kei-chan, the sin you committed in the city is something that you should keep secret in your heart. You don't need to dig it back up just to tell us. I mean, you can if you want. If anybody changed the way they saw you because of that, I'd look down on them.
No matter what happened in the past, as long as you're a great person at present, you shouldn't be embarrassed of yourself. Am I wrong? What's the purpose of living if we can never earn redemption?
Satoko used to be a big baby who couldn't do anything by herself.
So the game is quiet. I think.
Ryukishi really said fuck call-out posts.
True.
She regretted it deeply, and now she's a strong, independent girl. That's why I admire Satoko today. I don't care how weak she used to be.
Rika?
What about you, Kei-chan? Are you going to change the way you see me because you now know I used to be a very bad girl who was a regular at the police station, who threw bricks at people? You won't, will you? I am who I am. Our friendship won't change, and we'll keep playing and laughing like we always do, right? That's what being friends is all about. What? What's going on? Mion is trying to cheer me up with an encouraging smile on her face, but her expression became distorted all of a sudden. Big teardrops fell from my eyes. What? Why am I crying?
Aw, Keiichi.
Let me just say this. I didn't know anything about Satoshi, because you all hid it from me. We didn't mean to hide it. You didn't tell me about the incidents that happen every year, right? Is this from chapter 1?
Who knows?
That's because we didn't want to.
You didn't want to scare me? Just because of that, you left me out?
No, we didn't mean to.
Mion didn't know what to say. She had tears in her eyes. She thought she did me a favor. She didn't know why it turned out like this. She didn't want to make me scared of the village, since I just moved here. What more reason did she need? I asked you before, Mion, if there was a crime at the dam construction site. You told me there was none! But there was a dismemberment, lynch, murder. You lied.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you.
I thought friends didn't hide things from each other. Right? So that makes us not friends! Oh! What are friends? What are friends? What were friends to me? They were my true friends. They really cared about me. They were so nice to me and helped me feel at home in this village. I couldn't have been happier. Everything was great, wasn't it?
Kei-chan, please don't.
Mion seemed like she didn't know what to say. Thank you, Stellar.
It's
Her
been
eyes
for a while.
Yeah. Her eyes looked moist. It was only like the last time I streamed was the Donathon, so yeah.
Yeah. Ayoma.
Oh. It's Peem. Ayoma. Her eyes looked moist. 6.1k. That's what we ended on.
Really good turnout.
Hell yeah. Thank you all so much again. Her eyes looked moist. It was hard to believe she was really acting like this. It wasn't like Mion at all. I could feel her pain. She was in pain because she didn't know what I was blaming her for. She looked so sad. But I didn't notice her pain. I thought I was her friend. I didn't understand her feelings. I didn't trust her. I just used the word friends, but I didn't do anything like what friends were supposed to do. That's right. I was such a fool. Mion was Mion. She was my best friend. Why did I doubt her? Why?
Kei-chan looks down these days.
Wait a second.
You just moved here from the city.
This is chapter 2. They're converging.
I guess the fatigue must be setting in. He probably caught a cold as a result.
I see. Then he needs to eat something nutritious. My grandma is making ohagi today. I'm going to ask her to give me some so we can bring them to Kei-chan.
Oh, that's chapter 1 then. Oh.
Oi, Mion! Wash your hands first! Hello, Bena-chan. Would you like to try making one too? Wow, that looks like fun! Yes, I'd love to try. Here we go!
I have a great idea.
What is it, Michan? What's that little bottle? What is it?
It's not fun to only have sweet ohagi, you know? Let's put hot sauce in one of them. It'll wake him up for sure.
That's right. That's what happened. They brought ohagi for me to help me get better. They only tried to cheer me up. Why did I get so scared of them? Just because Mion knew I had lunch at Angel Mort, I grew terrified of her.
Hey, you don't look good. Maybe you should go lie down?
That's right. Maybe we should leave.
They just wanted to cheer me up with a joke, but because I looked so serious...
See you!
Please get better soon. I hope we can hang out in the club together tomorrow. That was a normal way of saying goodbye.
I don't want you to be absent from school tomorrow, okay?
First of all, Have I ever visited any of my classmates who were absent with a cold? No, I haven't. I've never done such a nice thing to anybody because it's too much of a bother. But they did that for me! I understand visiting a friend in a hospital, but I just caught a cold. But they came to visit me with Ohagi so that I could get better soon. I thought it was mochi that they brought to him in Chapter 1. Is Ohagi the same thing or a similar thing?
I'm gonna look that up.
Okay. I should have been thankful to them and said, I'll get better soon, and I'm sure I can come to school tomorrow, so I'll see you then. That was what I was supposed to say. But what did I do instead? I locked the door. I closed the door and locked it as if rejecting them. What was I so scared of? What was I so afraid of? Why didn't I say... Okay, got it. Why didn't I say any words of appreciation to my friends who cared about me? Is it the, like, savory type of mochi?
It seems that way, yes.
Okay. Because I've had, like, red bean mochi and, like, just, like, mochi that's not sweet or anything. They'll have, like, taro, but it's not sweetened taro. And it's still pretty good. But it's texture hell for anybody who doesn't like textures. Doesn't like weird textures. It's like gum. It's weird. I love mochi. Anyway, I was just so scared of the ohagi they brought for me. What was I thinking? It was impossible that there was a needle in one of them. There wasn't actually a needle at all. It was all in my head because I had read some manga about someone putting needles or razor blades in people's food. It scared me so much that I believed it could also happen to me for some reason, and I thought there was a needle in the ohagi. You were so stupid, Keiichi. Why would your friends put a needle in food they only brought to make you get better? It was crazy to think like that. Even if there was a needle in one of them, I shouldn't have thought that it was some kind of I should have thought it was some kind of mistake, and I should have believed in my friend's innocence. That's what a true friend would do. But what did I do? I threw the ohagi that they spent so much effort making on the floor. Why? Why did I do that? I got along so well with them. I moved to Hinamizawa and I made friends for the first time in my life. They were my best friends. Meeting them was the most wonderful experience of my life. I'd probably never have another one like that for the rest of my days. I knew that, but I got scared and I doubted them. They noticed that I was acting odd. That's why they called the manager Irie. They thought a sedative might help me relax so I could rest and get better. That's why they carried me up to my room. Mion just wanted to make it fun. She's the kind of person who expresses her goodwill by making a joke out of it. I knew that better than anybody. She knew Irie would roll up my shirt to check my heartbeat with a stethoscope. So she was just trying to draw graffiti on my shirt, just like she did to Tomitake-san as punishment for the game he lost. Yes, that's why Mion took a felt marker out of her pocket. A felt marker. She brought a marker from home because she just wanted to do something funny. She tried to cheer me up by making me take a punishment for fun rather than nursing me, because that's just what Mion is like. She went to the trouble of bringing a felt marker to my house instead of a syringe like we thought it was in Chapter 1.
Yeah.
I see. Just because she wanted to cheer me up. Rena held me down tightly and Mion came closer to me to write something on my shirt. Mion whispered the words she was going to write on my shirt. I heard them. I heard them clearly. I heard what she was going to write on my shirt. I hope you get well soon. Mion. I heard them. Then why? I should have known she wasn't going to do anything to hurt me. Then why? Why? Why did the marker look like a syringe to me? Why did I think that Mion was going to kill me? It was impossible. It was impossible. Why? Why did I misunderstand that Mion was going to kill me? Ah! You got that crazy from Takano. The numbness in my head receded, and slowly, I felt blood start to run through my entire body again. How long was I squatting down there? For a few minutes? Or a lot longer than that? As I looked up at the clock, the hands weren't moving at all, as if they had stopped while I had my eyes closed. Really? The atmosphere in the room wasn't filled with insanity like it was earlier. but it was quiet and gray. Rena wasn't holding me down. Mion wasn't about to give me an injection. Was all of that just some kind of illusion? There was no sense of presence other than myself in that room. It was an extraordinary experience, the kind I'd never had before. He killed them after that, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the who's bat?
Yes. I was there. With Rena and Mion. I doubted my sanity for a moment, but at the same time, I felt some kind of relief, too. The scary incident was just an illusion, after all. Neither Rena nor Mion would have done such a terrible thing to me. Tears started forming in my eyes. My emotions were running high. Why? It wasn't a question of why tears were forming in my eyes. Why? It was a question of my sadness. Why did I feel so sad? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? You do know. I was so stupid. What the hell was I doing? I was so pathetic and helpless. Mion just tried to cheer me up. That was all. I liked her so much. She was my best friend. She was older than me, but she hung out with me like we were the same age. She was the first one who came to talk to me in class. She was so nice to me, but Mion was lying down in an unnatural position near the window. She was covered in dusky red blood from her head to her chest. The red fluid splattered on the wall. It was Mion's. What had I done? What had I done? I would never forgive myself. I truly did. Think of you all as my friends. Why? Why did all this happen? There was nothing fun in my life at my old school. When I talked to anyone, it was only ever about my chances of passing the entrance exam of the schools we wanted to go to. My life was shaded in gray. Friends to me were rivals and enemies to vie with for a school recommendation and test scores. My friends here taught me just how unnatural that was. This whole month was a blast. We raised the roof over lunch, our club activities, and the festival. A warm liquid flowed out from my eyes. To my surprise, it was my tears. I didn't have any obligation to cry for them, but I couldn't stop it. Even though they attempted to kill me, even though they almost killed me, I couldn't forget the memories we made during the past month. Were those fun days fake? Was it an act that they kept playing perfectly to set up until today? Was it only me who believed that they were my friends? It couldn't be. Rena and Mion, they were my friends for real. Those happy days couldn't have been just a performance. Rena and Mion must have been forced by somebody to kill me, or that an extraordinary existence called Oyashiro-sama possessed them and took over their consciousnesses. No matter what it was, both Rena and Mion were my best friends. I was stupid. I was such a fool. Such a fool. Such a fool. Such a fool. I wasn't making any sense at all. I killed my best friends. They were my best friends. Then why didn't I trust them? Why didn't I listen to them? I beat them to death. Who did they think I was? I made it sound like I didn't do anything wrong. I felt like everybody went crazy except me. I was such a fool. It was the other way around. Of course it was! I was the only one who went crazy.
Kei-chan?
I did something terrible. I'll never forgive myself. Miona was still alive. I have a memory of beating her to death because I couldn't trust her, but that's a memory from a non-existent different world. But even though it happened in a different world, I killed Mion. And I didn't realize how deep that sin was. This is like the second time I have noticed that he has had memories of the other timelines. This is interesting.
Yes.
I even thought until now that Mion was at fault for being killed.
What is wrong with Keiichi-san?
I don't know. Kei-chan, please calm down. I'm not dead. You didn't beat me to death. I mean, I'd never let that happen. Okay?
Quite. There's no one in our club whom you could beat to death, Keiichi-san.
No. Mion and Satoko looked confused, having no idea why I was crying. But I couldn't help myself. I learned just now that I could earn redemption by confessing my sin, but I could never earn redemption for this. Not from Mion. No matter how much I cried in this world, nobody could give me forgiveness. And so, I could never earn redemption for this sin. Right then, Chie-sensei came in and noticed me crying. You wouldn't see a teenage boy crying like that very often. Chie-sensei asked me what was going on, but at that moment I couldn't hear anything. Mion and Satoko looked confused. They didn't know how to explain the situation. Rika-chan approached me in the midst of my sobs.
You remember, don't you, Keiichi? You remember how you killed Rena and me?
Or Mion. That sounds confusing. If you're just listening to it, she means Mion. Anyway. Yes, I killed them. I killed them. But I didn't accept my sin. I pretended I was the victim. I cursed and blamed my friends until the moment I died. There was blood everywhere. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. I just died alone, without any regrets. I clawed at my itchy throat in a phone booth. I didn't notice my sin, and I died alone.
Keiichi, did you notice your sin just now?
Yes, I did. It took me so long, but I just noticed it. I remember what I did, not here, but in a different world that looks just like this one. I killed my friends because I couldn't trust them. They were just trying to help me, but I didn't listen to them. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't care if people were staring. I just kept crying. I wanted to transmute my sins to tears in order to squeeze it out of me. But the tears that were coming out of my eyes weren't my sin. They were just tears of regret for doing something irreversible. At that time, I felt something touching my head. I opened my eyes and saw Rika-chan patting my head gently. I didn't need any comfort. I didn't deserve any comfort from Rika-chan. But the words she spoke to me weren't ones of comfort.
I forgive you, Keiichi.
What?
Keiichi, you noticed your sin. It's a very difficult thing to do, and not something everybody can. Not everyone can understand how great you are, and hence they can't forgive you. But I can, because I know how great you are.
Rika-chan.
This is a miracle. You noticed the sin you committed in another world. That's impossible to do, but you did it. That is the most unbelievable and precious of miracles that could exist in this world.
I didn't understand anything Rika-chan was saying, but I felt like she's the only one who understood that impossible memory I had.
So, you should be able to understand what Rena Ryugu is going through right now.
Yes, I understand. She's going through exactly the same thing I went through. She wants to trust her friends more than anything, but she can't. She's the one who's losing her mind, but she doesn't understand that, and she thinks that the world is going crazy instead. I don't know how to save her. I have no idea, because I failed. I didn't understand until I died. No, I didn't understand even after I died. So how can I make Rena realize what I didn't even after that? I can't save her. I can't save her. I know because I was just like her. There's nothing I can do. Calm down, Keiichi. I did fail. That didn't mean Rena would too. There was no excuse not to save her because I thought she'd fail. After all, what did Rena do back then? I was totally going mad, but she risked her life to save me. In my room, in that world, I had beaten her many times with a metal bat. But she was smiling. She knew I was scared. That's why she smiled for me. I beat her so many times, her arms were broken, and her forehead was cut open. I remembered, Rena didn't block her head. Even at the very last moment, she opened her arms towards me, like she was looking for a hug. But I still doubted her, and raised the metal bat up high. Rena told me then that it was okay. That's you.
Please trust me.
Ah! My friend still told me to believe in her. She told me to trust her, but I still didn't. I lost it and attacked her. She was in danger. She was actually killed, but she didn't even block her head. Instead, she used her arms to reach out for me. Rena continued to say those words until the moment she died. Trust me. Please, trust me. She risked her life to save me. Until her very last moments, she kept telling me to believe in her. But I didn't listen. For so long, I truly believed that I didn't do anything wrong. I feel a little bit better now that you've forgiven me, Rika-chan. But I still have to atone for my sin. I'm going to do that in the same way Rena did for me. I'm going to save her. Rena risked her life to save me. She cared about me until her very last moments. She trusted me. She believed that her words would reach my heart, so she kept saying them until I cracked her skull. I don't care if I die. Rena died for me. I can die for her too. I was such a fool for failing to understand my friend's feelings. That's why I didn't understand what she was saying. But Rena might be different. This world is messed up. But it doesn't mean that I can just quit. Quitting is the same thing as not believing. I believe in Rena and in our friendship. That's why I can still make it. I can still prevent a tragedy from happening. I can change fate. We will struggle together to seize our future. Rika-chan nodded with a serious look on her face, and she put her hand in the pocket of her skirt.
Keiichi, I won't give up either. I'm not going to lose hope in this world. I was tired from meeting with countless failures. I gave up on this world as it started to go wrong. That's why I kinda gave up on Rena last night. But I was wrong. I realized that the will to fight is such a beautiful and divine thing, and it can work miracles that can even alter the path of fate. So, I'll fight with you. I'll fight again. I'll keep fighting until I reach the future.
I have no idea what you two are talking about.
Thanks, Satoko.
It's normal that you don't remember. Keiichi
That
is
was
a
a really
special...
cute giggle. That was
Thanks!
adorable. That was straight up fucking beautiful.
Hey! Hire me to be anime girl! Do it! Do it! If you're thinking about it, do it! Anyway.
Keiichi is a special exception.
Huh? I suppose I'm too brilliant to understand what's going on.
Rika-chan touched Satoko's forehead to hers. Aw.
But please remember one day, when you're desperately driven into a corner of misfortune, please remember that he risked his life to save you.
Keiichi-san fought for me? Hello, Rorinator Plays. It's
Hello,
hard
Rory.
to believe.
Isn't that right, Keiichi?
Rika-chan looked at me, smiling as if waiting for my agreement. I wasn't sure if I could risk my life for Satoko. No, I was sure. I'd risk my life for her. Satoko is my friend. If anybody tried to make her unhappy, I'd beat them up without hesitation. I'd risk my life to save her. There might even have been a world like that. I nodded to Rika-chan. Rika-chan nodded back to me, looking happy. Here, you could take Chie.
Mayabara-kun, is everything okay?
Chie-sensei realized that I'd finally calmed down, and she asked me that. Yes, everything is fine now. I'm sorry I worried you. I just had memories of a past life where I beat the shit out of my friends. Anyway, Mion.
What? What is it?
I walked towards her. Mion stepped back, not knowing what was going on. She bumped into the blackboard.
What is it, Kei-chan? You look so serious.
I held Mion tightly. She still didn't know what was going on, and her face turned red. Crying on her shoulder, I told her the following. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What? What are you sorry for, Kei-chan? This old man doesn't really get what's going on.
It's okay, you don't need to get anything. So just listen to me. I'm very sorry, and the ohagi you made, they were really good. They were delicious. They cheered me up. Well, I wanted to tell you that. I would go to school the next day, and the day after that too. I wanted to tell you that I would see you tomorrow at school, but I couldn't. I'm very sorry that I didn't give you any words of appreciation until today. I'll never doubt you, Mion. I'll never doubt any of my friends. Never, ever again. So, Mion, please forgive me for what I did that day. Mion must have had no idea what I was talking about. Of course, I didn't either. I didn't understand what I was talking about, but my sin wasn't forgiven yet. I needed to confess my sin in order to receive her forgiveness. I know you risked your life to save me, Mion, so I'll risk my life to save you too when you're in some kind of trouble. I promise I will. Kate-chan? You're making me blush. Mion's face was bright red. She didn't know what was going on. Satoko was blushing too, with a confused look on her face. But Rika-chan and I understood everything. We weren't going to accept a tragedy. We couldn't give up just because the world was going out of order. We were going to fight against fate to the very last moment. Mion fought for me. Rena fought for me. That's why I was going to fight for Rena. Just like she did for me. I was going to risk my life to save her.
He's
Damn.
so sweet.
I love my son. My stupid son. I love him. I love
I
my
feel
stupid
like-
son. I love
I
him.
feel like being a Keiichi fan
Mhm.
is a, like, it's so over, we're so back kind of experience.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Do you want to take a break before we start this scene?
We can take a break so then we can preserve our snoozes.
We could preserve our snoozes. Let's do it.
Our ad snoozes.
Our ad snoozes. Yeah, I'll play the ad on the break.
Yay! We'll be back soon, everybody.
Yeah.
What?
Alright, we back.
Hello. I'll take over narration for now.
Okay, if you want to do that. I skipped this line accidentally, if you want to read that.
The summit was being held at a traditional Japanese restaurant in Shishibone City. When a black car stopped in front of it, 3 burly cops got out of it, followed by Oishi. They were welcomed by Sonozaki Corps members in equally black suits. It was something that you didn't see every day. Thank you for having us. We apologize for being late.
Oh, Kasai. I'll take you to your room. Please follow me.
There was a sign saying reserved at the entrance. Oishi and his subordinates were taken inside. They walked through the restaurant's pretentious landscaped garden, and they came to the gorgeous Japanese-style entrance. A woman in a kimono was waiting at the entrance, as was Kasai. Upon seeing the police officers, they stopped chatting and bowed deeply.
That's Akane Sonozaki, right?
Yes. The
Got
woman in the kimono was Mion's mother, Akane.
I say that as the line shows up. Wow.
But hey, it's good you remembered.
Yippee!
Nice to meet you, Mrs. Sonozaki.
Hey, Renzi, welcome.
Thank you for having us today.
You want me to be Akane? I think that was her before.
Sure.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming all the way here despite your busy schedule.
Started going British for some reason.
Not at all. I've been looking forward to the feast I'm gonna have today. Kiyomizute. Kiyomizute is famous for its dried bean curd, right?
Oh, bean curd. That sounds awesome.
I can't wait. He's so long. Long time no see, Kasai-san. I won't let it go. I hate this sprite. It's been forever since we last met in person.
Long, long man. Yes, it has been a while.
Well, we seem to be at war, but I'm hoping we can settle this like adults. Although we're ready for an all-out war whenever you are.
No, we have no desire to fight.
Neither do we. Everybody knows how messy things can get when you get involved. But I'd like to avoid that as much as possible, since I'm not that young anymore. Obviously, this was a meeting between people who hated each other.
Yeah.
The tension in their words indicated that it wasn't likely to be a friendly meeting.
I'll take you to your room. Or to the room. Please follow me.
I feel bad that our host is taking us to the table.
Well, I know we sent you the invitation under my name, but actually today's host is the Sonozaki main family. I'm sorry for the confusion.
I see. Can I go back and get my bulletproof jacket? On the other side of the door, there were several tables, and Mion was sitting at one of them. Since Mion was still young, her school uniform functioned as her formal dress. Still, it looked strange with both the police and the corps members in black suits. Hello. You must be the successor to the head of the Sonozaki family. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you very much for coming. Please take a seat.
Mion politely welcomed the police, undaunted even though they were older than her parents. Mion gave Kasai a look, and he tapped on the door. The waitresses, who had been waiting behind the door, started bringing out the drinks.
Oh, Kumagai. Oishi-san, what's going on here?
I'm not sure. Well, let's enjoy the meal first. Their dried bean curd is really famous, you know.
I don't think I've ever had bean curd, and now I want it. It sounds awesome, whatever it is.
It's like a paste. It's a very popular kind of paste dish in Japan.
Okay.
They started drinking, but the tension continued for a while. Oh God. Excuse me. Mio made the waitresses and the other members of the Sonozaki Corps leave the room, and soon only Oishi and his subordinates, Mion, Akane, and Kasai, were left in the room. Well, let's start talking about why we're here today. Akane nodded and began speaking.
We're having this meeting today so we can resolve our misunderstandings.
Such as?
Kasai wanted to talk to you about Rena Ryugu for personal reasons. Therefore, this meeting is about the private circumstances between Tatsuyoshi Kasai and Rena Ryugu. The Sonozaki family has nothing to do with this.
What are these private circumstances? Ryugu-san lives an honest life. How can she have any kind of private connection with Kasai-san from the Yakuza?
Kasai? Yes. Allow me to explain.
Kasai told the police officer that he happened to meet Rena at a coffee house in Okinomiya. He explained that Rena found something he lost there and that she offered to bring it back to him. That doesn't sound right. But for argument's sake, why don't we assume what you're telling us is true? What happened after that doesn't make any sense. I heard that you told your members to find Rena Ryugu.
That is actually my fault. Renaissance father was worried about her because she didn't come home after dark, so I sent my men to ask if anyone had seen her downtown, but I made a small mistake.
Wait a second. You made us come all the way here and now you're telling us to believe this bullshit? Could it be that you're making fun of us? Oishi looked a lot more like a member of the Yakuza than the real Yakuza did. Oishi threatened him with a nasty smile, and it piled all the more tension onto the atmosphere in the room.
Oishi-san, please don't.
Kumagai tried to make him stand down. Officers with hot tempers pair with others who are good at calming them down, just like how Yakuza do. Oishi backed off with a grin. Kumagai took over, continuing from there.
So, what are you trying to say? Do you want us to intervene because this is a civil matter between Rena Ryugu and Tatsuyoshi Kasai? Do you not want us to intervene? Important distinction. That's not going to happen. We're going to give her protection.
Mion opened her mouth for the first time in a while.
You need to explain to me why the police have to protect Rena Ryugu to begin with.
Why? Because you guys are after her. Oishi answered bluntly. But Mion remained nonchalant. That must have made him all the more annoyed.
What makes you think we're after her?
Why don't you ask what's in your chest? It might know something.
What?
Oishi-san, we're here to resolve our misunderstandings. It's your choice not to listen to us, but I think it's better that you do.
Oh, and what are we misunderstanding exactly?
Your misunderstanding concerns the scrapbooks of Mio Takano that Rena Ryugu is in possession of.
The officer's expression grew stern all at once. All of a sudden, she had gotten straight to the point.
You want to protect Rena Ryugu because she has the scrapbooks, isn't that right?
Oishi and his subordinates glared back at her without saying a word, making it obvious that her guess was right.
Kasai.
Akane gave him a look and he left the room. However, he shortly returned, carrying a black suitcase.
But his arms are so long so he can't see it.
Every one of the officers assumed that there was a tremendous amount of money in the suitcase, and that the Sonozaki family was trying to buy them off. Kasai opened the suitcase and showed the contents to the police.
Oh,
Are these?
These are Mio Takano's scrapbooks. I'm afraid we don't have the ones she gave to Rena Ryugu. This is going to be our main course for today.
Do you mind if I take a look?
No, feel free. We can talk after you read them. I'll make my people leave if you like.
Oh no, you don't have to do that. The cops produced latex gloves from their pockets, put them on, and took one of the scrapbooks out of the suitcase. There were more than 10 of them in there.
we found them in Mio Takano's house in Okinomiya after she passed away.
Oishi and the others desperately turned the pages of the well-thumbed scrapbooks. Are you sure these are real?
Without a doubt. Oishi-san, if Rena Ryugu has the other scrapbooks, that means maybe the ones she has have the same kind of stuff in them.
Oishi looked stunned by the contents of the scrapbooks. He started turning the pages faster, then closed the scrapbook roughly. Do all of these have the same kind of contents as this one?
Yes, they do. Feel free to take the time to look at them until you're fully satisfied.
Hey, Corgi. The other officers also rapidly turned through pages. They weren't reading them, just flipping through. They took one scrapbook from the suitcase after another and flipped through the pages roughly.
Oishi-san, this is absurd. These are just crappy occult novels. This one says that the netherworld collided with this world and that dead souls flowed across the gap. How are we going to use this as proof?
Well, yours say something about the netherworld? Mine is about creatures from the bottom of the ocean. This one is about classified weapons of the Nazis. This one is about the legacy of the Mu continent. That one is about Aussie, the mysterious creature in Onagafuchi swamp.
We can surmise that Rena Ryugu most likely has the scrapbook about the parasite theory we've all heard of.
The police were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. The other officers were shooting glances at Oishi. They hadn't said anything to him, but they never really believed in the story of the parasite, let alone the bioterrorism. But Oishi had believed it, and told them he had proof. None of the scrapbooks in front of them said anything about parasites, but it was easy to assume the contents of one scrapbook were no different in nature from another. In other words, all of them were just crappy occult novels. Well, Oishi appeared unable to accept the fact that was facing him. But now that he was actually looking at it, it was too difficult to ignore. Mio Takano was an occult geek who had laughable ideas about the legend of Onagafuchi. But Rena took them seriously, and so had Oishi. The other officers could no longer stop themselves from laughing at the ridiculous scrapbooks. Oishi glared at them and they stopped laughing. The main reason Oishi took the story of the parasite seriously was because the Sonozaki family was apparently after Rena Ryugu for the scrapbooks that she had. Plus, Takano, the owner of the scrapbooks, was killed. Because of these two reasons, he believed in that occult B novel. Oishi was frustrated without a doubt. He has to accept that he was wrong. Oishi was eager for any information that could help him solve the series of mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa before he retired. A combination of a number of factors made Takano's ridiculous theory become highly credible too. Let me ask you something. Why was Mio Takano killed?
We have no idea what happened to Mio Takano and Jiro Tomitake.
Of course you don't. A liar doesn't call himself a liar.
Come on, Oishi-san. Do you think we do such a lousy job as to let the police find the bodies?
Mion wore a cold smile. She had said too much. Akane cleared her throat as if to condemn the statement, and that made Mion shut her mouth. Oishi glared at the young successor. But he knew she was right. Then why are you after Rena Ryugu?
We're not. I admit it's our fault that we made it look like we were after her. For that, we apologize.
The reasons which made Oishi take Rena's delusions seriously collapsed one by one. Mion and Akane looked at one another. They must have decided to let Akane speak. She did so firmly.
We'd like to ask you a favor. We don't want to be involved with the police because of nonsense like this. We heard that Sankai from the police headquarters started work with the Public Safety Division. They're going to do simultaneous raids on our family using this case as their excuse, aren't they?
That had been at Oishi's request. Oishi took Rena's story seriously, and he wanted to find the research facility that was developing this parasite. He was intending to use it as proof of the potential bioterrorist attack. But as he had no idea where to start looking, he tried to conduct simultaneous raids on all of the facilities the Sonozaki family owned in the entire prefecture, in cooperation with the Task Force for Gang Groups and Public Safety. Normally, the circumstantial evidence he had wouldn't be enough to get their cooperation. In fact, Public Safety doubted Oishi's source because they hadn't heard of any potential terrorist attacks. They trusted their information network. But Oishi took advantage of his long career and his old friends, and he managed to get them to cooperate. Oishi's face broke out in a nervous sweat. Needless to say, he realized he was completely wrong.
We caused you some trouble during the dam conflict, but the era is reaching its end, and things have changed. We're a Yakuza group that sides with the weak and crushes the strong, and we're also trying to achieve peace and stability in line with these changing times. If we get raided now, we're going to lose face.
Who cares about your face? I know we'll find something with those raids. We're going to go through with them.
If you find something, good for you. But if you don't, you know it'll cause a big liability issue that even you won't escape lightly, Oishi-san.
All right. It sounds like you really do want an all-out war. Huh?
If that's what you want, please carry out your job to your own satisfaction. We'll take on the challenge anytime.
Akane Sonozaki didn't betray Oishi's expectations. Although her right to become the successor was taken away, Akane had been through a lot more than Mion. Oishi couldn't back out now. But he knew it was a fight he probably couldn't win. Kumagai butted in and tried to calm him down.
If we put a stop to the raids, what will we get in return?
Mion answered this time.
We'll give you these scrapbooks as proof of our friendship. I'm sure you can use them to cancel the raid attempts.
These scrapbooks proved how ridiculous Mio Takano's theory was. Takano was dead anyway. Oishi could show people these scrapbooks and say he was fooled. He could still pretend the whole raid thing never happened. He might have to take responsibility for it, but if he didn't back off now, there'd be no doubt that he'd face a hopeless mess. If he was going to back off, it was now or never. The administrative staff at his station weren't exactly fond of him. If he made such a huge mistake right before his retirement, people who had been looking for a chance for revenge would cut his pension with glee. His pension was decided by multiplying his base salary by a certain number. If they cut his base salary, there was no way he could avoid a big reduction.
Oishi-san.
He decided to back off. It was hard for him to admit mistakes at his age. He grimaced with anger. Kuma-chan, can you take over from here? I think I had too much to drink. I'm going to get some fresh air on the porch. Excuse me. Oishi stood up quickly and left the room, making a lot of noise as he walked. Kasaya closed the door Oishi left open. The room was filled with silence again. At that point, Kumagai opened his mouth.
We understand your point. Our intention isn't to cause trouble for all the organizations you own. So I want to confirm that the police and the Sonozaki family will help each other to maintain the peace of this city. Therefore, we're going to put off doing the simultaneous raids.
Thank you very much. I'm sure our leader, Oreo, appreciates your concern as well.
As you promised, we'll take the scrapbooks. And there are 2 more conditions.
Go ahead.
First, if you find the other missing scrapbooks, you must bring them to us immediately. Second, if you find Rena Ryugu, you must turn her over to us immediately as well.
I'm afraid the second one is unacceptable. Rena Ryugu is in a state of delusion. We'll make sure of her safety, and we'll find the best medical facility we can take her to. I don't know why I said that so proper. Facility.
Facility. It's like one of those words that you feel like you can add an extra syllable to.
Yeah, kinda.
She has the right to receive treatment.
We can't accept that either. We have the right to question her about the murder of Takano, as a material witness, not as a suspect. Oh! Oh, that's why.
Akane whispered to Mion.
I was like, why did her sprite appear right behind her like that?
Mion, in turn, nodded and began to speak.
Very well. We'll accept the second condition. But let us add another condition on top of that. We're going to send her a lawyer. You will only question her in the lawyer's presence.
Understood. One more thing. You aren't allowed to delay us by not sending the lawyer on purpose. We'll start questioning right after we find her.
We have no problem with that, but you must contact us immediately after she's found.
We will as soon as we can.
Akane cut in.
You have to call us before you question her. You must call us the very moment she's found. This agreement is made in good faith, founded on our mutual trust. So please do be careful not to do anything that might waste it.
Understood. You have my word on that. We'll try to keep our promise with the best of intentions.
Akane and Kumagai glared at each other for a moment. Surprisingly, Kumagai was very calm. He was always in the shadow of Oishi, who was loud and noisy, but he had as much guts as his superior did. Oishi was good at taking care of matters in a rough and threatening kind of way, but Kumagai was good at negotiations like this. The meeting ended, and the police stood up from their seats. The tension in the room finally ceased. Kasai put the scrapbooks back in the suitcase and handed it to Kumagai. Kumagai looked at Kasai, nodded lightly, and took what was offered him.
This is a very expensive case made in Italy. Please take it as a souvenir from us.
No, we're only supposed to take the scrapbooks. We'll return it to your office later. Thank you for your time. Please give my regards to the family head, Oryo-san.
The officers left after bowing to Mion. After making sure that the police had left the hallway, Mion sighed heavily and finally let go of her tension. She spread her feet on the floor, flapping the rim of her skirt.
Oh man, my shoulders hurt. Why didn't you take care of this, Mom?
Don't be silly. Your rank is higher than mine. Rank is everything, not age. Hey, Kasai, have a waitress bring me a beer.
Oh, and you can let the grunts in and give them something cold to drink, too.
You want me to bring only beer?
Oh, she can't drink. Bring some orange juice for her. Get her a Capri Sun. A juice box. Don't treat me like I'm a little kid. I guess my rank doesn't matter.
One of those tiny milks that you get in preschool.
Yeah, it's like a little milk box. Fucking, yes. I just like remembered recently because I've just been watching like behind the scenes like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul shit.
Yeah.
When Saul is introduced in the show, he comes in and there's this like cop with a baby face and he's just like, get out of here, I'm gonna talk to my client, go get a juice box or something. It just made me think of that. I love Saul Goodman so much. I love him so much. He's so good. Jimmy McGill is okay. Saul Goodman is my man. Jimmy McGill is his real name.
I know.
Yeah. God, anyway.
I guess my rank doesn't matter to you, huh? You'll always be a big baby to me. Anyway, your father pulled many strings for you this time. You should thank him. And you too, Kasai. You have to play it smarter when meeting with the common man.
I'm a little embarrassed.
By the way, I'm very impressed with Rena-chan for making a fool out of Oishi. You have many friends with good potential. I'd like to meet her. We can go to see a play together or something. Kasai, whenever you see her next time, let her know I said that. And don't tell her any more creepy stories, alright?
Of course, I'm well aware of that.
With that, they successfully dispelled the magical power of Takano's scrapbooks. The whole mess shouldn't grow any larger. The only remaining problem was Rena. Where could she be hiding?
I think they fabricated those scrapbooks.
We just had an entire thing about Keiichi regretting his lack of trust in his friends, and you won't trust your friend Mion.
No. I don't think it's her fault though. Like I still think they fabricated those scrapbooks. I don't know. Maybe Takano makes a bunch of scrapbooks to make people go insane. That's just her effect.
I'm
Okay.
imagining her like tummy down in bed,
Hmm?
like a schoolgirl, kicking her legs out behind her while writing in a scrapbook with like a gel pen. And it's saying
Yes.
shit like blood, guts, gore.
Exactly. Entrails. Ooh. Just girly things.
She's dotting every I with a heart.
Yeah. Just girly things. Before I went to bed, I headed to my window to close the
Yes,
curtain.
she's putting the scrapbooks in like one of those fucking like diary things that they had in the early 2000s where it had like a voice lock.
Oh my god, I wanted one of those so bad when I was a
Me
kid.
too. I didn't even want a diary. I just wanted the
Dude,
novelty of a voice lock.
no. Okay, I was a little older when those came out, but I still wanted one. I had a diary when I was like 6, but I specifically wanted a diary with a lock and key because I thought that was the sickest shit ever. So I got one. And it was like this tiny little book. This tiny little book with like kittens on it. And it was just like a normal ass book. And then it had like a key, like a strap thing on it with like a fucking key and a lock. And I'm like, dude, if somebody wanted to read this, they could easily rip this shit off.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
But listen, it's the aesthetic and the feel.
yeah, with the cute little kittens on it. It was great. I
That's
still
awesome.
remember my first entry in that diary was after I got a Pokemon Red version. And I was like, I got Pokemon Red. I'm so happy. That was basically it.
That's really cute. I
It's like,
wanted to be a diary kid really bad because I thought it'd be nice to look back on in like 20 years or whatever.
yeah.
But like I tried so many times and it was just so boring. Like my life there was nothing interesting in my life. What was I going to write down? Listened to parents arguing today, did math homework. Okay, bye diary. No, it's shitty. So I
I don't
never
know.
did it.
I have bouts of like journaling, and like usually when I end up journaling, I read back on like earlier entries and I'm like, damn, life is fuck. But it can be like cathartic to a degree where you're like you kind of like see your life laid out for you and you're like, huh. And then you might notice like patterns and things and then you can like break those like cycles and stuff. So journaling is very beneficial, I think. I
Yeah, I'm not
believe
saying that it's bad. I'm
personally.
just saying that like
Oh yeah, no, I'm not accusing you of that,
seven
but
7 year old me could never keep up with that shit.
yeah, when you're 7, your thoughts are a lot simpler, and your days are probably a lot simpler.
The most
Generally.
interesting thing that happened to me when I was a child was that I would make creepy ass witch potions in a trash bin lid.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, though.
I
Lewin,
mean, they weren't awesome. The ingredients were foul. It was like rain and leaf and animal
leaf.
dung.
Ew.
I thought it was a gross little grub.
Gross little
I thought I was
grub.
making the witch's potion.
Amazing.
I need
Lewin's,
to while we're kind of just paused. I need to
yeah,
go close my window because it's getting windy and it's like blustering shit all over my room.
yeah. I feel that. Personally surprised that journaling helped you. No, it's very helpful. And hello, Lewin. It's like I don't know. My mom went to school for psychology. She's not like an actual like psychologist. She never got like a job as a psychologist or anything, but she went to school for it. Um, so I learned a lot of like psychology things from her. She's like an avid journaler. To the point where when I went on vacation with her like last year, we were in like the hotel room, and before she would go to bed, she would open her journal and fill up a page before going to bed on vacation. And I was like, okay, mom, That's where I kind of learned it. Also, hot psychology tips. If you're ever feeling in a bad way, what you can do is you can fill up a page with all your bad feelings and rip up that page. And then fill up 2 pages with good things. And you'll feel better. It doesn't always work, but it's a thing that I like to do sometimes. Journaling certainly helps. My biggest problem is that I'm not consistent with it. I don't think you have to be. Sometimes if you just want to get into the journaling mood, you can. But I think
Sorry for the delay. I also went to go get a sippy.
that's fine. I don't think you have to be super consistent with journaling. Just whenever you feel I should start journaling again, you can do that. And also, get one of those cubbies that you can like hang off your bed frame and just put a book in there and a pencil. And that will make you make things easier to start doing. And you will do them more often.
Bed frame these days.
Me?
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I don't.
Do you just is your mattress just on the floor? No.
No, it's on like it's elevated. It's on a platform, but it doesn't have any like shit around it other than the headboard.
Oh. Well, you could probably still hang something off of it. I think.
No, because it's like
You could put
the headboard doesn't have any like ornate shit. It is literally just like a semi-plush rectangle.
Well, if you can get a little cubby thing next to your bed, do it. Do it.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can have a journal and maybe your laptop.
My bed frame doesn't even have a head. Motherfuckers, y'all are bashing your heads day in, day out, losing brain cells to the concussion.
I don't have a headboard. I just have a wall.
Yeah, are you not like cracking your skull open every other night?
Because my bed is like
it's like is this where I discovered this is a me thing where sometimes I will like jolt awake in the dead of night and like shoot upward like a torpedo into my wall because I'm so scared.
Oh god. Maybe. I don't know. I've never done that.
Is that not normal? Oops.
Oh. Cal just learned something's not normal. Okay. Okay. Let us continue our journey with Keiichi. Okay.
Yes.
I saw the shadow of a person near the porch. Who could it be so late? Rena? Well, I didn't have to guess who it was. There was only one person I knew who might come see me so late. She's gonna kill you, dude! I opened the window and looked more carefully this time. I was right. It was Rena. She was just standing there, menacingly. I'm just kidding. Standing still under the light. I wondered how long she'd been there for. It didn't look like she was going to ring the doorbell. She was just standing there. She seemed to be asking herself whether to ring the doorbell or not. For how long she had been hesitating in front of my door. It looked like even standing was giving her a hard time. She looked very tired. I ran down the stairs, put my sandals on, and rushed out of the house. Rena looked surprised to see me, even though I came out after making a lot of noise. Rena? Is that you? Rena! She looked relieved to see me for a moment, but then she soon glanced downward and looked sad again. How long have you been standing there?
I don't know. Maybe since the sunset?
Rena must have been staying somewhere outside for the last 2 days at the very least, and it wasn't like she'd been camping for fun. She'd been in a state of high tension the whole time, believing that someone was trying to kill her. Rena looked utterly exhausted. She seemed to have taken care of the deep scratch she made on her neck the other day with some large band-aids. The band-aids had cute pictures, but that only made the wound on her neck look more painful. I saw some band-aids soaked with blood on her arms and body too, and I could tell she made them herself. She had more scars than she had last night. Anyway, let's go inside. You haven't eaten anything for 2 days, have you? When I tried to take her in the house, she refused with a vague expression on her face. It wasn't that she didn't want to go into the house. It was more like she had to refuse because she thought she didn't deserve it.
I can't take it anymore. Even at this moment, the maggots are moving through my body. It itches really badly, and it feels like they're about to come out from everywhere.
Rena, I think you have some kind of disease. Why don't you get some rest here and we'll go to the clinic first thing in the morning? He understands your delicate situation, so he'll see you in private.
No, I know it. I know exactly how Tomitake-san died. I'm trying not to do what he did for as long as possible.
I had to close the application for the throwing things because I just realized it was still open. Rena believed she was given some kind of suspicious drug that made her claw at her neck to death, just like Tomitake-san did. She had convinced herself that it was going to happen. She wouldn't hear anything else right now. But she really wanted somebody to help her. She wanted help, but when someone tried to give her a hand, it looked like the hand of the devil. If this was some kind of disease, what a horribly depressing disease it was.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to die, but I don't think I have much time.
That's not going to happen. You're a member of our unbeatable club, Rena Ryugu. You're not going to die so easily.
Thanks. Well, I wanted to say sorry before I die.
Sorry? For what?
Yesterday, I said terrible things to you, and I hurt your feelings.
She must be talking about last night. She trusted me, but when Oishi-san told her about my past, she felt betrayed. And after that, everything I did out of goodwill seemed like the opposite to her. I know what it's like. I once felt the same way about you, Rena.
Well, before I moved here, I did many horrible things too. A lot, actually.
Really? I didn't know.
What I did is beyond comparison. You just shot someone with a toy gun. I hit somebody's head really hard with a metal baseball bat. Everybody got hurt really badly. And I also broke the windows in my school, and
I know. But I don't care about any of that. You did that before you moved here. That's why you stopped being Reina Ryugu and became Rena after you moved here, right? To me, you're my best friend who's very kind, thoughtful, and fun. That's the most important thing. I don't care who you were before.
So, I was way worse than you were. I have no right to say you're not my friend.
I felt the same way too.
Hmm?
I was afraid of you because I heard about your past.
Oh, you knew?
Rena laughed sadly. She seemed shocked to find out that I knew about her history when she thought I didn't. But I was like, so what?
Eh?
It doesn't matter how bad you were before you moved here. You've been through ups and downs with tears and laughter, but since you moved to Hinamizawa, you've been living a proud life. The important thing is that you regret what you did. That's all that matters. You've grown up to be a respectable person. I don't care about your past. I should have noticed it earlier. Rena is Rena. That's why she's Rena Ryugu. I couldn't understand that simple thing when she said she wasn't Rena. You heard about my past too, right? I was pretty bad as well. I was such a brat. I regret the stupid things I did. So I thought moving here was a good opportunity for me to start over. I believe I've been the person I wanted to be since I moved to Hinamizawa. Isn't it the same with you, Rena? It doesn't matter how you lived in Ibaraki. The important thing is that you're Rena Ryugu. You wanted to be in Hinamizawa, so I don't care about whoever Reina Ryugu was.
Yeah, you're right.
We can start our life over as many times as we want. We might make a lot of mistakes and hurt ourselves, but that lets us become the people we want to be. You fall once or twice in your life, but that's life. We can't let that beat us down. We have to keep growing. So, I was such an asshole for getting scared of you because of your past. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. When you go through a lot of pain, you can be kinder to others. So I don't need to know your past. And even if I knew, it shouldn't have changed the way I treated you. We were fools. We couldn't understand that until we went through things like this ourselves. Mio knew that from the beginning. We were such fools. We hurt each other. And we made each other cry. So, Rena Ryugu is and will always be my best friend forever. When you have to go through a hard time, I'll help. I'll help you no matter what. Trust me on that.
Thank you. I trust you, Keiichi-kun.
It's very tragic, but what she said isn't true. She probably didn't mean to lie, but I knew she didn't trust me from the bottom of her heart. My words didn't reach her. I knew that because Rena kept telling me to trust her that time. She kept saying those words, while I kept hitting her with the bat. But they still didn't reach me.
I don't think I have much time left. But I'll try my best to save Hinamizawa, because wonderful people like you live here.
No, Rena.
I'm not going to let them take over this village. I'll fight so we can regain the peaceful days we had. I'll defeat their conspiracy.
She said that she trusted me, but she didn't understand anything I was saying. Even if I kept telling her that the conspiracy was Takano-san's delusion, it wouldn't reach her.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Thank you for forgiving me.
I do. I forgive you. So please forgive me for what I did to you.
I'm gonna save Hinamizawa. I promise. So Keiichi-kun, will you help me? I trust you. Only you, Keiichi-kun. We can save Hinamizawa together.
Rena. Rena! I knew how bad of a corner Rena was driven into. If I was her, I'd be walking around with a baseball bat thinking every single person around me was my enemy, like I did in episode 1. Rena cared about me so much, but I saw her as my worst enemy. But Rena, you still trust me, even when you're driven into this bad of a corner. I couldn't understand what you were saying. I beat you to death while you kept telling me to trust you. But you're different. You still trust me? You are so...
Why are you crying?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll never betray you. I trust you, Rena. So please forgive me.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've always believed in me, Keiichi-kun. So I trust you too. I can trust you, right? You're the only one who trusts me, right?
Tears fell from my eyes. I sobbed and nodded again and again to answer her. Tears welled up in Rena's eyes too. Before I knew it, we were putting our foreheads together with tears in our eyes.
Well, I found a way to end this battle.
Really?
Yeah. I might not stand a chance, but this is the best and only resistance I can think of.
Rena, I don't know what you're going to do, but if you do that, we can regain our happy days, right? We can, can't we? We have to, or I'm not going to let you go anywhere.
Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. It's gonna be a come from behind victory, and we'll regain our happy days for sure.
I don't know what she had on her mind. It began with a delusion, and it'd end with a delusion. If I encouraged her too much, she'd twist it into an attack on her. I was like that all that time. I took Rena's goodwill as the complete opposite thing. So I stopped denying her story. This was Rena's battle. It was her lonely battle. She had to fight against her own delusion. The more we tried to help her, the more we drove her into a corner. But I would always be there for her. Whenever she needed help, she could reach me. I wanted to let her know that. So I said just one thing. I'm on your side until the very last moment. No matter what, I'm on your side. Even if I told her to trust me, I knew she couldn't right now. I knew that, but I told her those words anyway. Even if she couldn't believe them, and if she tried to smash my head in, I'd say those words. I'd keep saying them until I die.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Everything will be over tomorrow. We'll win for sure. And then we can play around in the club together again. With everyone. We'll return to our happiest times.
Although she wished to regain our happy times so badly, I couldn't get rid of the darkness that controlled her mind. Thank you. It should be connected again.
Oh,
God.
Proxy, bad timing.
No, it's fine. We're back.
Oh, we're back?
Yeah, we should be. Oh. Oh. Cool. Hang on. Let me make sure that the connection is good. Hi, Proxy. If you can hear me. OBS just, blew up. And, I don't know why. That was weird. It might have been my internet. You can still hear me, though,
Okay,
right?
cool. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Proxy can hear me. I saw that message. And then I refreshed again, like a fool.
It seems like
Right.
you can hear us.
Okay, cool. Neat. Well, welcome everybody. We are in the midst of, like, toward the end of Chapter 6 of Higurashi. You may be very lost. You will be very lost if you don't know what happened before this. And it would be okay if you need to check out. Do not worry about it. There's way too much to explain right now.
Yeah.
But hello, I'm Spoonie the Spooky Cat. I stream a lot of horror games. Mostly horror games. 99% horror games. The 1% is, like, occasionally something that's just, kind of weird and disturbing.
Or Valheim.
Or Valheim. I don't think I've ever actually streamed Valheim. I just play Valheim. It's
Really?
fun.
You never streamed it?
Yeah, no, Scorch will stream it, and then I will join him. But otherwise...
Oh. That's interesting.
But hello, welcome everybody. There's a lot happening right now, so don't mind us. Proxy, if you need to take a break, please go do so. Thank you again for the raid. But welcome. We're about to hit another ad, unfortunately. I think we're just gonna read through it because it just does that when we go live again, so. And thank you for the resub. Appreciate that. Awesome. Okay. Alright. We shall continue our adventure. Let's go. Hopefully OBS will not disconnect again. To tell the truth, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to stop her, even if I had to grab her arm. But I couldn't stop her like that. If I grabbed her arm, she wouldn't trust me anymore. Wait, Rena. What do you have to do to get ready tomorrow?
It's a secret.
I don't like that.
I might ask you for your help later. You'll help me when I do, right?
Of course. I nodded strongly so she could tell that I was still on her side. But I didn't know what her come-from-behind victory meant at this point. The first thing I could think of is that she was going to invade the house of the Sonozaki family, which she thought was her enemy. So I called Mion to warn her after Rena left. Mion laughed bitterly and said, "Why does everybody want us to be the bad guys so much?" But she understood the situation. It'd be easier if we really did act like the bad guys. It might be better if we tied her down and took her to a hospital. If it comes to that, I guess we have no choice. But I want to believe her. Until the last second. She still had the strong heart to trust me, no matter how badly she'd been driven into a corner. She's not like me. So I'm sure she can defeat her delusion. It's hard for this old man to understand what you and Rika-chan have been talking about these days. Did anything serious happen lately? You can say it happened lately, in a way. I killed Mion a couple days after the festival. I'm sorry, I've been talking crazy lately. Anyway, please don't lose confidence in Rena. Alright? You know I won't. Anyone can catch a cold of the heart sometimes. It just happened to Rena this time, and that's all. Well, she has a relatively high fever, but I'm sure she'll get better soon, and we can laugh about this later. It's not as bad as you think, Kei-chan. That silly Oishi admitted his mistake. He doesn't even know about you-know-what. So, we'll just say Rena overreacted a little bit, and this will be over. Really? You really think you can do that? Did you forget that I'm the next head of the Sonozaki family? I have both the skill and the power to do that. This old man had a meeting with Oishi at a restaurant today, and we cleared up all the misunderstandings. Oishi was shaking in fear the whole time. Hey, I'm pretty good, don't you think? Mion bragged about her achievement, laughing loudly. I could tell she was exaggerating a little. Anyway, compared to the sense of impending doom Rena seems to be feeling, the others seemed to be taking it rather easy. It was all up to Rena now. If she understood everything, she could go back to the peaceful world she wished for. We were waiting for her to reach out to us, just like we did by the abandoned car at the garbage dump that day. Hey, Scar. Rena, I couldn't win. But I know you can. Because you're the one who told me to have faith until the end. So I know you can win. That didn't mean that she could literally win the last battle she was talking about earlier. But Rena could win. She'd win and she'd regain her peaceful life. Wow.
Oh, we're winding up to my favorite scene in the entire visual novel.
Wow. Wow. I'm so excited.
She's just sick right now.
She's just sick right now. That's the achievement I just got, chat. Speaking of, my stream now has achievements. This is probably not the good stream to test that out because a lot of them are attached to redeems and alerts and commands and stuff that are turned off currently, so they wouldn't work. But I have achievements. I won't tell you what they are, because you have to find out. It's a secret. You have to interactions and things can unlock like achievements, like, you know, like a PS3 or an Xbox, and you will win. What will you win? The achievement. That's it.
Yay.
Yay! It's just gonna be a fun little incentive for people to like interact more.
Do you want to take a quick break to run the ad, and then we can come back and do the tip?
Sure! Let's do that. Verb. Yay. Okay, let me mute us. Alright, we're back.
Hello.
It's time to read these tips.
Yes.
Time to read the tips.
The tisps.
Last night. I don't know who this is, so... Who should read it?
Tomorrow is the day.
Hmm?
Oh, you mean the day we die?
It's going to end up the same way this time. Just like last time.
I don't know about that. It's been very similar to the last one, but there were some things that were different too. Keiichi remembered what happened.
That's impossible. There's no way he could remember. I mean, there's no way he could know.
The more you say that it's absolutely impossible, the more it makes me feel like this is a real miracle.
There's nothing we can do. It's going to end up the same way again.
I'm not sure about that.
Yes, it will. Everything will be over. When the Higurashi cry.
Whoa!
That's it. Was it all going to end anyway? I don't know if it's you or me.
It's you.
The more often you throw a die, the closer the total will get to the average. When you throw a die 100 times, even if a miracle happens and you get a 6 twice or 3 times in a row, the total will average out in the end. That's a fact of statistics. But when you throw a die 100 times, the total number ranges from 100 to 600. The more you throw, the greater the likelihood that the number will converge on the average. But the truth is, the more you throw, the more possible outcomes you create. There are 500 different futures you can create by throwing a die 100 times. There are 5,000 different futures you can create by throwing a die 1,000 times. There might be one future among them that enables you to actually finish this never-ending game of dice. Keiichi showed me a miracle, and it taught me that it's not a waste of effort to keep throwing the die. Don't give in to something like an average. You think we'll never have a different ending, don't you? I can tell, because it's written all over your face. I think so too. I think we're going to have the same ending this time again, but I'm not going to give up hope until I throw the die for the last time. Keiichi taught me that. Something is going to be different this time. I'll try to believe in that.
Rika, you're a very strong person.
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm a lot younger than you.
Rika? Me? Why are you still awake? It's not good to stay up so late.
I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep, so I was just looking at the stars. I'm going to bed now.
Please do. Good night, Rika.
Good night, Satoko.
Wow. Okay. I have thoughts, so I need to share them.
Yep.
So, I had a thought pretty early on that, not pretty early on, but like fairly recently, but it was a while ago, at the same time. I think it was like Rika's chapter, the prologue to everything, where she knew she was going to die. She like predicted that, and she predicted all the Watanagashi murders, deaths. She like the reason there are all these different worlds and all this like happening is because she doesn't want to die. So she is resetting everything with her magic power somehow. And I'm gonna stick to that. I'm putting a pin on that one. Because she wants things to be good and happy with her friends. But they keep fucking up, and she keeps dying. And she even revealed, okay, it's revealed and we know now that there are definitely different realities. Like, we already knew this, but it's been confirmed by Rika by saying, like, oh, Keiichi, you remembered, like, a past life, a different universe, basically. And also her saying, like, she's going to keep, like, throwing the die until, like, she doesn't die. Like, I like it. I like this. Okay, we're approaching your favorite scene ever.
We're winding up to it.
Whoop! Bee! Okay. Excited. I keep forgetting to turn the redeems back on during the break, but I apologize.
Oh no, people can't do annoying things. Oh god.
Oh no! Oh no! It's fine. Walking with only Mion to school made me miss Rena a lot.
What's wrong, Kei-chan? Why are you looking around?
What? Oh, nothing. Is Rena gonna be here soon, or is this gonna be, like, mostly my characters? Because if Rena's not gonna be here in a bit...
Yeah, I'll take narration.
Okay.
It was the same old path to school, but I felt nervous for some reason. I wondered what Rena meant when she said she was going to win a come-from-behind victory last night. I couldn't stop feeling like something dangerous was going to happen. Rena thought Mion was one of her enemies. She could be lying in wait to attack Mion with a knife.
Don't worry. Rena isn't going to do something as rash as that. Even if she does, I can protect myself.
Mion said it brightly, as if trying to tell me she wasn't afraid of anything. But I couldn't be optimistic like her, because I knew exactly what Rena was going through. Rena must be determined by now, and she probably wouldn't mind dying fighting against Mion if she wasn't going to win anyway. Of course, that didn't mean she was definitely going to take violent action. But I couldn't deny the possibility either.
This old man is more concerned about the reason why Rena went crazy all of a sudden.
Was there any reason? I remembered the tragedy. I couldn't remember what made the world go crazy, but I remembered we got lost in that awfully scary world. It started with small things, and those small things continued to pile up one after another. If you thought about it calmly, you'd laugh, because it was really a stupid thing. But once those little tiny stupid things started to bother you, you couldn't ignore them. It was that kind of disease, if you could call it one. But there must have been a reason. There must have been a reason that made the world go crazy. But it must be such a small thing that you couldn't even notice. And unfortunately, the reason was very difficult to understand, and you wouldn't be able to figure it out until you died.
I have a relative who is a doctor. He said that if you have a tumor in specific parts of your brain, it can change your personality and make you a totally different person. People who suffered from this disease used to be considered haunted by devils or possessed by foxes. Kitsuneski. That's what it was called. Kitsuneski. Yes. People dramatized it like it was something occult.
You mean Rena is suffering from a physical disease in her brain?
In her case, it might be better to say that it's a mental disease. Rena was upset and mentally unstable because of the murder of Rena and Teppei. At a time like that, that stupid Oishi told her about what happened to Tomitake-san in an exaggerated way.
I think Oishi-san and Takano-san's scrapbooks have many things in common.
Really? Like what?
Well, he believes in the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, but that's a delusion, isn't it? I mean, something actually did happen for 5 years in a row, but I think there is no series of murders in the first place.
It was true that the mysterious incidents happened 5 years in a row. But they were each solved individually. It was the same as a past you didn't need to talk about. We thought of them as a series of mysterious deaths, which is why we thought something was going to happen this year, too. It led us to think that there was a conspiracy, and that the Sonozaki family was behind it. We connect those things to the series of mysterious deaths, but we shouldn't do that in the first place. Just like I tried to keep my distance from Rena when I found out about her dark past. Wasn't everybody trying to keep their distance from the dark past of Hinamizawa? Takano-san's scrapbooks are a good example. She dramatized both recent incidents and old, cruel history. And she made feasible stories out of them, saying that the Sonozaki family was behind it all. Oichi-san did the same thing too. He was so convinced that the Sonozaki family was behind it all that it was him. Behind it all, it was him. Oh my god. He was so convinced that the Sonozaki family was behind it all that it was making him interpret things the wrong way. I don't know why I had so much trouble reading that one line. In that sense, we could say Oishi-san believed in the same delusion as Rena.
I think the Sonozaki family is partially accountable for that because you guys act like you're behind it every time something happens. In this village, people think it's the doing of the Sonozaki family whenever something strange happens. It's like a magic word that makes everything settle down. It's like those people who say they can explain all phenomena in this world with plasma.
Oh, and what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying all of this is the Sonozaki family's fault?
Exactly. It's all your fault. So I'll call you Plasma Mion from now on. That sounds like a wrestler's name.
Well, I like professional wrestlers.
Of course you do.
Hey, Kei-chan, do you know what abdominal stretching is?
Stop, I don't want to wrestle with you in this freaking hot weather. No, that hurts. Stop.
Wrestle with me, boy.
Wrestle with me, boy.
Good morning, Keiichi-san.
Good morning.
Satoko and Rika-chan looked a little sad when they saw only two of us. If the three of us came to school together like always, they would have been really happy. But our classmates were as noisy as usual. Nobody seemed to be making a big deal about Rena's absence. Chie-sensei was going to be here soon, and she'd start morning homeroom. Everyone was fooling around as if they didn't want to miss a second of the time until then.
Hey, something stinks today. Close the windows. Silly, you can be the young boy.
Silly? It'll be hotter in here if we do that. It smelled like gasoline or something, and it really stank.
Oh no.
Someone from the forestry service must have been putting gasoline into the construction equipment or something. Some students near the windows were making a fuss because they wanted to close the windows to shut out the smell. Our school wasn't a normal school compared to the others. We were using a part of the forestry service building. Unusual things like this happen sometimes.
This is nothing. I remember they once brought a few big piles of juniper branches. That was awful. It had this distinct, irritating odor that gave us all headaches.
Gum trees.
Whoa.
You know what I'm talking about? That's not me saying shit out my ass.
What is that? What are you talking about?
I'm forgetting the specific genus of tree that it is, but it's a very popular type of tree in America that city councils will put in places to be like, look, aren't we so green and forward thinking? But the trees are really cheap to put into place because when they flower in the summer, they smell like cum. They smell really fucking bad.
Oh. I don't know if I have encountered these trees, but that's crazy. You're just looking up cum trees.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh.
Ornamental pear.
Oh.
Pyrus calarina.
The cum trees. Juniper smells good, though.
Juniper does smell good. It just reminded me of that.
Yeah. I was just like, what do you mean cum trees? What do you mean cum trees, Cal?
I swear to God, it's a real thing. What's a juniper?
Why is my voice even higher than usual? That's the name of a vegetable. We sometimes put it in curry.
You should look for it next time you go grocery shopping.
I know little about vegetables, but it sounds like it would be better to make Rika and Keiichi-san taste it first, just in case.
Aren't juniper berries poisonous?
Yes.
Oh.
What? Our ball is missing. You hit it again, didn't you, Hojo? The boys seemed to be looking for their ball for a while, and they yelled at Satoko. Why would I hide such a stupid thing? If I was going to hide anything, I'd hide something better than that.
Hey, Chie-sensei is coming. Everybody take a seat.
Hello, everyone. Get to your seats. I kept thinking about Rena the whole time during class. I thought about what she said last night. I wonder what her come from behind victory means. According to Takano-san's delusion, the masterminds behind the bioterrorism were the three families, and a group of fanatical believers that controlled those three. In other words, the Sonozaki family. What could Rena do alone against them? Mion lived with her grandmother, the leader of the Sonozaki family. There were only two of them in the house. It was possible that Rena would try to break into their house with a knife. But I'd already come up with that possibility last night. That's why I called Mion and warned her. On the way to school this morning, Mion told me some bodyguards from the Corps had been at her house since this morning. She told me she'd be guarded herself, too. There was a black car parked near the school gate. They must have been the bodyguards. But according to Takano-san's parasite theory, the battle wouldn't end just by attacking the leader of the Sonozaki family. According to the delusion she believes in, the conditions of her victory were more complicated than that. She needed to expose the group of fanatics who were behind the Sonozaki family, and she needed to destroy their research on the parasite. Plus, Rena didn't have much time left, thanks to that suspicious poison she mentioned. But how exactly could she win a come-from-behind victory under circumstances like that? She might interpret that the town council of the group of fanatics. If so, she might attack them the next time they have a meeting at the shrine. The town council meets once a month at most. It would be hard to believe that they were holding a meeting today. She probably thought the place for searching the parasite is the Irie Clinic. Rena suspected that there was something fishy about the clinic from the beginning. And that suspicion must have changed her to certainty in her head by now. Did that mean she was going to attack the clinic? This wasn't like an action movie. What could she do all by herself? Was she going to start a fire? No, that would be pointless. In order to expose the conspiracy, she'd have to get proof that they were actually studying the parasite. Was she going to break into the clinic and get questionable, weird samples? The last problem of all was how much time she had left. She believed she didn't have much time left, especially under desperate, disadvantageous conditions. She might try to stab whoever she thought of as an enemy. But Rena sounded like she really believed she would regain her happy and peaceful days after everything was over. Rena possibly meant that she was going to stay alive and win. Was there something like an antidote? It didn't have to be real. As long as it was an antidote to Rena's delusion, it didn't matter what it was. It could even be the water you washed your vegetables with. But if she thought she could get the antidote so easily, she wouldn't have been so desperate about the time she has left. The antidote must be difficult for her to get. The easiest place for that, in her delusion, was that it was hidden somewhere in the clinic. Putting it all together like that, I felt like Irie and his clinic were in danger. Now that I thought about it, the elderly people in the village, including the members of the town council, hung out in the waiting room of the clinic all the time. If most of the board members happened to gather there, for her, it'd be the perfect place to attack. I told Milan about that during lunch break.
If this were a normal situation, I'd say she wouldn't do such a stupid thing, but I can't actually deny the possibility. I'm going to call my house. I'll make sure that they send some people to the clinic.
Mion didn't object to my crazy idea. Or to this jazzy track. She put down her chopsticks and went to the teacher's office to make a phone call. It sounds so dangerous. I can hardly believe Rena-san is going to do such a scary thing. Are you sure she's going to attack the clinic?
Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But if that happens, we're screwed. We need to prevent that disaster from happening.
I hope nothing happens at all.
It'll be alright. Okay. I'll send 2 of our subordinates to the clinic.
I don't think she'll do it, but you'll never know what's going to happen.
Can we capture her by force if she does?
Honestly, I don't want to do that. What do you think we should do?
We made an agreement with the cops that we're going to give Rena Ryugu to them right after we find her. So even if we use force to capture her, we won't get in trouble.
I'm not worried about losing face. I just feel sorry for Rena. I really want to settle this calmly if possible.
Well, she's still young, so as long as she didn't kill someone or something, all she has to do is apologize, and everything will be fine. Well, then she might be out of our hands. Oh, I mean,
Mion on the phone, like, gripping it harder and harder.
I mean, as long as they don't find out about it, she'll be safe. She'll definitely be safe. Nobody really cares about the disappearance of those two anyway. Oh, he knows about it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Bodies.
Yeah, they helped hide the bodies. Okay, got it, forgot. People think that they ran away somewhere because they did something wrong. Those things happen all the time. So she's fine. Don't worry about it.
She's out. She's safe. What? Are we playing baseball now? Anyways, please just be careful.
Will do. So it's okay to capture her by force, right?
Don't make any mistakes. You have to get her. Please don't make it like a chase scene or anything like that.
Oh, it's Mion. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I could do it.
I couldn't help but have a silly chat with Kasai-san. Kasai, why did I say it differently? When I put the phone down, I sensed Chie-sensei was looking at me. No wonder, as she had been able to hear the conversation clearly in this tiny room. Chie-sensei put her spoon down, and with a sad look on her face, she asked me the following.
Were you talking about Ryuga-san?
Yes.
Sonozaki-san, do you know why Ryuga-san ran away from home? You're close, aren't you?
It was hard for anyone to understand Rena's situation, except for me and Kei-chan. So most of them thought that Rena just ran away from home. But after she did, the cops made too much of a fuss over it. Oishi stupidly believed that the scrapbooks were a big scoop, and he overreacted in trying to find Rena. He had patrol cars running around everywhere in the village. He even used the town council's phone directory to find her. So people in the village thought Rena did something wrong and was trying to run from the cops. What was going to be difficult for me, more than finding her, was to make up a story to retrieve Rena's honor after they detain her. What about this? Rena went for a walk, fell down, and hit her head on the edge of some tofu and lost her memory. Tofu? Oishi misunderstood something big time, and he thought she was a criminal. It was too easy. Anyway, we did make it clear that Oishi was the one who misunderstood everything at the meeting the other day. I had to make the best use of his name while he was feeling down for once. What I'd have to do was to not make a big deal about the situation, and to create an environment that allowed Rena to forget everything that happened in order to get her life back together as soon as possible. Everything is going to be fine, Chie-sensei. Rena is a little sick right now, that's all. The fat cop somehow made a lovely mistake and got things twisted around. You don't believe that Rena did something wrong and that she's trying to run from the police, do you?
Of course not. But making her family worry by running away from home isn't a good thing to do either.
She had a fight with her father and she ran away from home for a little while. She acted childish and that's all. Maybe that'd be the best story to go with.
I wonder if she had some problems she couldn't talk to anyone about. I must be a bad teacher because I never realized it. I wish I could have sat down and talked with Ryuga-san before all this happened.
Chie-sensei, you're taking it too seriously. You need to relax. It's normal for young kids nowadays to run from home for a while.
Oh no! What am I going to do if Ryuga-san becomes one of those bad kids and starts doing really bad things? Oh.
What are you, a
Weird
seal?
PA noise.
Oh, okay. I have a seal. Alright, is this still Mion?
It is, but I can take it.
Alright, if you want to be Mion.
Ryuga-san becomes a bad kid. She does something bad and gets arrested by the police. It's her teacher's responsibility. I'll be dishonorably discharged. I can't eat curry anymore. I'm dead.
Uh-oh.
She's so real for that. Oh no! Oh no! Chie-sensei seemed comically upset by her own imagination. It looked funny, so I decided to leave her alone. I made to leave the teacher's office to go back to the classroom, but right then the phone rang. Hello? This is Hinamizawa Branch School. Chie-sensei had to answer the phone all day today because the principal was on a business trip. I exited to the hallway. Then I heard the tone of her voice change. What? Where are you right now? Take away the what?
What?
It's Mion.
Oh, what?
I yelled and looked back at her.
Okay.
It was probably Rena. She called the school. I tried to go back into the teacher's office, but Chie-sensei gestured at me not to come in. Chie-sensei acknowledged what Rena was saying several times, and then she looked up at the clock. Okay, I'll be there. I'm your teacher. You promised me, all right? She said only that, put the phone down, and got her purse out of her locker. Class president, I have an emergency to take care of. I'm going out for a while, so please have everybody study by themselves while I'm gone. She took her car key out from her purse. It was obvious that she was going to see Rena somewhere.
Chie-sensei, was it Rena? Oh.
That's all.
How'd she zoom so close to me suddenly?
You're in charge of this class, okay? Chie-sensei completely ignored me and she ran out into the hallway. She ran to the schoolyard and got into her car. The moment her car left through the gate, I ran out to the schoolyard myself. I headed for the black car parked near the gate and knocked on the window.
How you doing, milady? Everything is quiet so far. I know, but I need you to follow that car that just left. I think she's going to meet Rena. Understood. Rena is very paranoid, so you need to be careful. Bring her to my house right after you catch her. After that, follow Kasai's orders. She's my friend. You better not get her hurt.
Rena must have told Chie-sensei that she wanted to talk to her alone. I could tell that easily from the way she ignored my question. I did feel a little bad for ruining their promise, but it was very important that we caught her before she did something wrong. We could still make up an excuse if she was just wandering around because she had a fight with her father and ran away from home. But if she set fire to the clinic or something, there'd be nothing I could do. The car made a rough U-turn on the gravel road and it chased after Chie-sensei's car at full speed. I watched the car until it was gone. All I could do now was pray that this would settle a calamity. Or would settle calmly. Close enough.
Yeah. Hey, pay attention, everyone. Well, we need to study by ourselves for the rest of the class today, so get back to your desks and study quietly. Self-studying?
Neon ran up to me and spoke quietly.
No, you could keep going. My voice is shot.
Oh, you're okay.
Yay.
I can take some characters for you if you want.
No, I'm fine with the characters. It's just like reading so many characters and also the narration is like too much.
I get you. I'll take narration.
Rena just called. What? Really? Yeah, she just called the teacher's office. I think Chie-sensei went to meet with Rena. Rena, I wonder what she's going to do. I have no idea. Anyway, I told my bodyguards to follow Chie-sensei's car. I feel bad for Rena, but we're going to capture her there by force. I hope it works. They're used to doing this kind of stuff. I'm sure they'll do fine. So if they catch her, is everything going to be over? Yeah. We'll send her to a hospital. If a doctor sees her, I'm sure he'll find a typical kind of disease or something. It'll be like obsessive psychosomatic disorder or whatever.
While we were spending our afternoon studying peacefully, the members of the Sonozaki family would capture Rena, who was waiting for Chie-sensei somewhere. The problem would be solved. It wasn't going to be easy after that, but I was sure Mion would take good care of her. In the end, everyone would understand that Rena just ran away from home because of a silly fight with her father. A happy ending.
Problem solved, right?
Mion winked at me. She looked like she already thought everything was over. That just didn't sound right to me. I couldn't see any connection between Rena and Chie-sensei. It was hard to explain, but there was something wrong. I wasn't saying that they didn't get along. Rena was a good student, so Chie-sensei had a good relationship with her. But I just didn't understand what Rena wanted from Chie-sensei. While I was thinking about it, the door opened, and one of our classmates came back from the bathroom.
Oh!
With Rena.
Rena!
Everybody stand up. Move to the center of the room. Everybody gasped in surprise. Even Chie-sensei couldn't make everybody go so quiet all of a sudden. Rena was gripping the shoulder of the student who came back from the bathroom. In her other hand, she had a big, scary-looking hatchet. It was the same one she had the other night. Everyone immediately understood that Rena had taken a hostage. Are you all deaf? Move to the center of the room! Push the desks to the sides! Nobody grasped what she was asking us to do. We all froze. Rena was the only one who was smiling. It was terrifying. Michan, you're the class president. Tell everyone to move to the center.
Rena, what are you doing?
A loud noise washed out Mion's voice. Rena hit the teacher's desk really hard with her hatchet. She pulled out the hatchet, making an ominous ripping noise. There was now a line of violence carved plainly into the desk. Uh-oh. She broke it. Chie-sensei's gonna get mad when she comes back. No, that wasn't it. What the hell? I knew I couldn't trust you, Michan. I'm going to ask Keiichi-kun then. You're my only friend, right, Keiichi-kun? So I can trust you, can't I? Rena, your eyes. You look so scary. I've never seen eyes like that in my life. Your eyes are full of insanity. Why are people afraid of insanity? Insanity means that a person doesn't share the same values and the same common sense as us. For example, say a thief breaks into your house and he ties you up. You'll get scared and wonder if he's going to stab you before he leaves. But you hope that the thief has feelings too and that he's not going to kill you for no reason. No matter how bad the person is, we tend to believe in his goodwill as long as we share the same values, the same common sense, and the same morals as him. But we can't expect goodwill from somebody who doesn't have those things. We can't expect goodwill from a person who can't communicate with us. When a burglar has a knife and you beg him not to hurt you, but you expect him to listen to you and to show you mercy. In other words, you can still communicate with him. But if he doesn't have the ability to communicate, he's just like a monster that's trying to attack you. Or like the blade of a guillotine that's falling down on you. You fear him because you can't communicate with him. That's insanity. It was the same fear we were feeling toward Rena at that very moment. She looked like a human just like us, but there was no room for her to communicate with us like a normal person could do. Everybody understood that fear instinctively. Keiichi-kun, make them move the desks to make room in the middle.
Oh, okay. Everybody, let's do as Rena says.
Rena was like a barrel of gunpowder at that moment. She seemed really calm and quiet, but she could explode at any minute. When she did, I doubt she'd show us any mercy. She probably wouldn't hesitate to use that hatchet on us. That's right. Just like how I didn't feel guilty or hesitate to kill Rena and Mion. Everybody went all quiet while pushing the desks against the wall to make a space where Rena wanted it. Rena, saying that we're moving too slow, hit the blackboard with the hatchet, making a horrible noise. Every time she did that, she left an equally horrible scar on the blackboard, the thing that we looked at most in the school. Keiichi-kun, can you get the jump ropes out from the lockers? Use them to tie our classmates up.
I'm not good at tying knots. I probably can't tie them up very well.
I'll check one by one if you tied them up well enough. If I find the ropes loose, I'll kill the person. So you better tie them up really well. We were still kids. We saw the word kill all the time. It was used a lot in comic books and cartoons, after all. So normally you'd assume we'd be used to hearing the word kill. But when Rena said she'd kill us, it sounded so frightening. I'd never heard something like that before in my life. To Rena, our lives were like cards she could use for negotiation. She'd get rid of one card every time somebody refused her request. Get rid of? Damn it! Why did we use such scary words like get rid of for simple things like playing cards? Anyway, there were about 20 students in the class. That was a little bit too many for Rena to handle. She might get rid of one or two just to set an example. I decided to do what Rena said because I didn't want her to lose her temper. I got out everybody's jump ropes from their lockers. All of you get on the floor. Keiichi-kun, you can start tying their hands behind their backs. Tie them really tightly. You're on my side, aren't you? You wouldn't tie them loosely on purpose, would you? Mion tried to make eye contact with me. If everybody was tied down, we wouldn't be able to stop her from occupying the school. There were more than 20 students in this class. Half of them were boys, but most of them were smaller than Rena. But there were enough people here to overpower her. But if we did that, Rena would probably hit her hostage with the hatchet. And she'd use the hatchet to attack the rest of us without hesitation. It'd be a bloody battle. I'm sure somebody would get hurt if we tried to overpower her. The hostage would be seriously injured, or maybe even die. If that happened, it was over. No matter how hard we tried to cover up, she'd never be able to live peacefully like before. Mion seemed to understand that too. I could tell from Rena's eyes that she wasn't going to go easy on us. If somebody showed defiance, she'd break the hostage's head open immediately. Of course, Rena had done that before. She'd probably do it again with no hesitation. But as long as we did what she said, we could prevent that bloody tragedy. If we could somehow solve the situation without shedding any blood, with Mion's influence, we might still be able to pretend that this never happened. At the least, we had to make sure she didn't kill anyone.
Let's do as Rena says.
Kei-chan.
Mion tried to think of ways to overpower Rena, but she couldn't come up with any good ideas to save the hostage. That's how easy it would be for Rena to kill them. The best thing to do at that time was to wait for a chance without agitating her further. Mion lay down on the floor and everyone else followed suit, sluggish with terror. And I was left alone, standing rooted to the spot with the jump ropes in my hands. All my classmates were lying face down on the floor while Rena was pointing the hatchet at the hostage, watching our every move from behind the teacher's desk. I just stood frozen in the middle of it all. Keiichi-kun, there are many things I want you to help me with. So hurry up. If you take too long, some of them might have to die. Some of the little kids started crying when they heard the word die. It's all right, everyone. Keiichi-kun will save you. So nobody's going to die. Damn it. What a bold threat. She said I was her friend, but she was just playing with the meaning of the word. I was the last person who could still fight against Rena with these circumstances. But it wasn't going to be easy to overpower her by myself. I wasn't sure if I could do that. Even if I tried to act tough, once Rena pointed the hatchet at somebody's neck, it was over. I shouldn't fight against her for now. I should just wait for a chance. As long as Rena was alone, there would be a chance. She made me tie them up because she couldn't do that by herself. There was a limit to what she could do because she was by herself. If we could cover this up somehow before Chie-sensei came back, we'd still be able to pretend like we were kidding around. I finally realized something. I realized why Rena called Chie-sensei to meet with her.
Get her away.
In order for Rena to take over the classroom, she needed to get rid of Chie-sensei. Chie-sensei had a very strong sense of justice. Even if Rena had a gun, she wouldn't hesitate to overpower her. She was the kind of teacher who would risk her life for her students. Rena needed to figure out how to get rid of Chie-sensei. That was the key to her plan. Rena probably thought about attacking her from behind at first. But there was a risk there, as Chie-sensei was a grown-up woman, so she probably thought that attacking her directly wasn't a wise choice. So naturally, the next option was to lure her out somewhere. Rena called Chie-sensei and told her she wanted to talk to her in private in order to lure her out to someplace far from here. Most people, including Chie-sensei, thought Rena was just running away from home. So Chie-sensei must have thought Rena had some problems she wanted to talk to her about. It was too easy to deceive her. Where did she make the phone call from? She probably used the phone out in the school. Well, not in school, to be exact. She probably used the phone at the second floor of the school, the one belonging to the Forestry Service. The school was still using part of the Forestry Service building, but this particular location was more of a branch office. So it's not like somebody was here all the time. Rena knew that, and she'd probably been hiding there for a while. She called the phone from the first floor from the second floor, and she made Chie-sensei leave the school. I didn't think it was a coincidence that the principal was on a business trip today. She probably snuck into the school yesterday. She saw the principal's schedule, learned how to call the phone on the first floor from the second, and carried out her plan. She planned it perfectly. Yeah, I knew it. Rena was insane, but I knew she was also actually really calm. She was possessed by her delusion, but she was also unbelievably calm about it. So, she could still think fast. I knew that very well because I'd been through the same thing before. What was worse is that Mion's bodyguards were gone. Mion told them to follow Chie-sensei because she thought Chie-sensei was going to meet with Rena. Damn it, everything seemed to be working out in her favor.
I'm done.
I tied the last person and I looked in Rena's direction. If I didn't tie them up really tightly, Rena would kill them. But when I tied them too tightly, they suffered in pain. Their pained cries made me feel useless. Thank you, Keiichi-kun. I don't mean to doubt you, Keiichi-kun, but I'll make sure just in case. Please put your hands on your head and lie face down on the floor. And I'm saying this to everybody. If you stand up without my permission, I'll kill you! I'll kill whoever stood up and one more person randomly to set an example! It's not nice to be chosen randomly, huh? Oh, there's a good idea. I'll kill the person who didn't listen to me, add 10 to his or her student number, and kill that person too. For example, let's say Okamura-kun didn't listen to me. I'd kill him and Watanabe-kun. Because his student number is 11. Get it? I'll always be killing two of you at the same time! You'd better remember that you'll involve another person's life besides your own when you attempt to stand against me! How awful. She totally understood how to threaten people. Normally you stand against an attacker at your own risk. If you fail, you're going to die. But if you were responsible for someone else, then you couldn't try to resist. You can't risk somebody's life with your own decisions. Okay, everybody's tied up nice and tight. You said you weren't good at tying knots, but you did very well, Keiichi-kun. You should be proud of yourself. Well, you can stand up now. It was too late to fight back. I followed her orders. I just had to wait for a chance. We could still turn this into some kind of a bad joke. I had to do something. Anyway, what were you planning to do, Rena? Don't tell me this is the come-from-behind victory you were talking about! So how we feeling?
I'm so confused. I don't
Why?
know what she's trying to do. How is this a come-from-behind victory?
I'm of the opinion that this is the scariest part of the entire visual novel.
It's pretty scary.
Because holding up a school is a very real thing that happens today.
Yeah, yeah. Especially in America. So, fucking, it is like regular training in like workplaces now to like prepare, like, what would you do if there was a shooter in your building? And I'm like, this is insane. This is insane. It's insane.
And at least in the workplace, that's not exclusive to America either. We didn't do it in school, but we did do it in the workplace.
Mhm.
And I remember, it's actually reminding me how much I laughed at this. I was doing work training, and it was like one of those like pre-made quiz things to like train you for that sort of scenario. And it was like, if an active shooter is in the area, try to take cover behind doors and other such opaque objects. And I looked around myself in dire realization that the building I worked in was one giant glass jar.
Oh boy.
It was all windows.
That's beautiful. It's not. That's ridiculous.
It was really funny at the time, because like it wasn't something that was going to happen, not in England. And
No.
especially not to like a small town government building. But
Guns are illegal in UK, right?
yes, unless you are a police officer.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
That doesn't stop people from having them.
No, but it sure does help a lot.
It does. It does help. It 100% helps.
People could say all they want. Well, you see, a killer is going to find some way to kill somebody no matter what. And it's like, well, listen, guns make it really easy to kill people.
Yes, they do.
That's the problem.
And the thing with America is it's really complicated, because y'all have had guns open and in the wild for the layman to buy for so fucking long. It'd be extremely rare to find any town that doesn't have like a 2-to-1 gun ratio or some shit. Like for every family that doesn't have one, 2 do.
Yeah.
Which makes it really hard to do gun laws, because if you just kind of blanket say, okay, nobody can have guns anymore, turn them all in, of course people who don't want to hurt people more than likely will. But then the people who do want to hurt people won't.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
it's really complicated.
It sure is. It sure is. Gun violence, everybody. I can be the Okinomiya PS.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. I know. Hard. Difficult to talk.
Yes.
Okinomiya PS to all vehicles. Okinomiya PS to all vehicles. A hostage situation is broken out at the Hinamizawa Forestry Service building. There are reportedly multiple hostages. All vehicles are to head to the Forestry Service building immediately. How did they find out? I guess we'll find out.
Back.
Probably.
Kuma-chan! Sorry I'm late. What's going on?
Hello, sir. Today around 1 p.m., the Hinamizawa Branch School's classroom was taken over. All 25 students have been taken hostage. The suspect's initial demands were to prohibit all entry to the Branch School's property and to secure a hotline to us.
So they're willing to negotiate with us from the start. What's going on?
Also, the suspect is asking for you, Oishi-san. It's Rena Ryugu.
Ryugu-san. Very well. We seem to be inseparable, huh? I'll be dealing with her until the end. Oishi gave a crooked smile.
We don't know if she has any accomplices. The curtains are closed, so we can't confirm the situation.
Have you asked whoever told us about this?
No, Rena Ryugu declared it herself. Therefore, we don't know what's going on inside. Their teacher received a call from Rena Ryugu as she left the classroom before the incident took place.
This has been well planned, huh? Has anyone from the Forestry Service been taken hostage?
Nobody from the service was there today. All 25 hostages are students. That number matches with the attendance the teacher took this morning. Okay, so if the forestry guys weren't there, what the fuck was that gasoline smell then?
Good question. Plus the suspect, right? Have you seen anyone else suspicious other than Rena Ryugu?
No, we've seen someone peeking out from behind the curtain, but it was the suspect herself. We're guessing there must be at least one or two more of them, though.
Well, maybe she really is doing it by herself. Rena Ryugu was a true believer in Mio Takano's scrapbooks. According to those scrapbooks, the entire village was Rena Ryugu's enemy. She didn't have anyone she can trust. However, Oishi had also believed in Mio Takano's delusion. It is possible that someone who was influenced in the same way was following Rena Ryugu.
Oishi-san, the principal and the teacher are here.
Hello, Chie-sensei! Are you okay? Oishi went up to Chie-sensei, who was crying with a handkerchief held up to her face. Rena-chan's a good girl! For her to do something like this, there must be some mistake! If I were to do this by the book, I'd ask you about Ryugu-san's recent behavior. But when it comes to Ryugu-san, I probably know better than you do. Please don't worry. I'll take care of this as peacefully as possible. Chie-sensei was huddled over, and Oishi didn't think he could say anything else to her. On the contrary, the principal was staying strong, trying to figure out how to take care of the situation.
Mr. Oishi, please. If possible, I would like to request to be a hostage myself. I will take the place of the children.
Let me do that instead! It's all my fault! Please, don't blame yourselves. I have things I want to ask you, so I'd appreciate it if you cooperated. Bonji-kun, please show them the blueprints.
Excuse me, sir. Section Chief Takasugi is on the radio.
Hello, this is Oishi.
Oishi-san. Oishi-san. How goes things? Kumagai-kun informed me of the situation. The suspect is underage, huh? Please keep strict control of the press.
I understand. Also, the suspect is requesting me as a negotiator. Is that okay with you?
You've known Reina Ryugu since the parasite incident from the other day. I bet she still thinks you're her ally. Only you can do the job. Good luck!
I really don't want to, but since I caused so much trouble, I guess I'll have to do this to make up for it.
Oishi-san, Reina Ryugu's on the car phone.
That was faster than expected. I'll go get it. Thank you. Hello? This is Oishi.
Oh.
Oishi-san? This is Ryugu.
Hello? This is Oishi?
Is the signal weak on your car phone? It's kind of hard to hear.
Just like me, it's getting old.
Oishi and I exchanged friendly words. A long, long cord trailed from the hallway from the teacher's office. That cord extended further to the phone on the podium in the classroom. Let's get down to business. I'll check to see if you're qualified to negotiate for me.
Okay. Shoot.
You are my ally, aren't you, Oishi-san?
Of course. Let's expose that conspiracy of the Sonozaki family together, you and me!
Oishi answered without hesitation. Was he still my ally? Or was this sly detective just saying what I wanted to hear? Either way, I only had Oishi to depend on. If I couldn't trust him, I was stuck. There'd be nothing else I could do. You didn't believe me for a while either, did you, Keiichi-kun? But you do now, right? Keiichi-kun was sitting on the floor facing away from me, with his head resting in his hands. We're comrades now, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Rena Ryugu asked Keiichi Mayabara if he was her comrade, but I couldn't hear his voice. Was she trying to tell me that Keiichi Mayabara was still alive, or that he was being forced to obey her because of the hostages? Mayabara-san is your ally too, huh? That's nice. But weren't you suspicious of Mayabara-san for a while?
Yep. When I heard about the BB gun incident, I couldn't believe it.
But we can't let the past fool us. We have to learn from the past in order to grow. That's very good. You're absolutely right about that. That was why we forgave each other. So I don't doubt Keiichi-kun anymore. Keiichi-kun is my comrade. I understand. Therefore, Keiichi-kun is my ally too, isn't he? Please say hello to him for me. Sure, I will. Actually, I'd like to say hello to him myself. Can he come to the phone? The conversation stopped suddenly. That made me nervous. Did I say something wrong? Sure. Here he is. Keiichi-kun, Oishi-san wants to talk to you. I heard some rattling and rustling on the other side of the phone.
Hello? This is Maibata.
He sounded monotone. Unable to disobey, Keiichi Maibata must have been pretending to follow Rena Ryugu's orders. Hello, Maibata-san. This is Oishi from the Okinamiya police station. Thank you for coming to the phone. Let's do this together.
Yes. Let's do this together.
What is Ryugu-san doing right now?
She's walking around the classroom.
Maibata-san. Please say yes if your answer is yes, and yeah if your answer is no. Do you know what Ryugu-san wants?
Yeah.
That answer told me for sure. Keiichi Maibata wasn't Rena Ryugu's accomplice. There's no way Rena wouldn't tell her accomplice what she wanted after planning a hostage situation like this. How would he help someone who wouldn't even tell him what she wanted? I'll ask you directly. Are you Rena Ryugu's ally? No, let me change the question. Are you being threatened by Rena Ryugu?
Yes.
There you go. The other guys in the car listening in on our conversation raised their fists in victory. Is Rena Ryugu the only suspect?
Yes.
If she was the only suspect, then we could respond appropriately. I guess nobody else believed in Takano's scrapbooks. If so, my being fooled was even more embarrassing. As I thought about my next question, I heard the phone being taken away from Keiichi. Rena came back on the line. See? Keiichi-kun is my ally, isn't he? Yeah, you were right. That's very promising. Okay, now it's your turn to talk, Oishi-san. How are the simultaneous raids on the Sonozaki family going? Remember? You promised me when we talked on the phone before. Have you found the secret research facility yet? I had to decide on what to say. Should I tell her we conducted raids or not? Maybe she already knew we didn't raid. Maybe she was just testing me. We're trying to come up with a plan for the simultaneous raids as we speak. We're talking to the prefectural police as well as the public safety division. We're talking about the entire city, so we need a little more time to prepare for it. You're taking too long! Oishi-san, don't you realize what kind of emergency situation Shishibone City is in right now? What are you doing? Oishi-san, you do believe me, don't you? You're my ally, right? Right? Please answer me. Of course I am. But the police department is a little more complicated than you think. I'm doing my best. I really am. The thing is, this is on a really big scale. Oishi's voice is really hard.
Alright, I can take over narration if you want.
I'd appreciate that. Oishi-san. They poisoned me recently. With the parasites that killed Tomatake-san. They poisoned me with them. I've been itching like crazy since yesterday. I'm all bloody from scratching at my throat. I might claw at my throat and die at any moment, and you're telling me you're still preparing?
I knew it. Oishi didn't realize how dire the situation was. He understood there was some kind of conspiracy in Hinamizawa, but he didn't realize how soon their plan was going to be executed. Besides, I was already feeling itchy all over my body and was bound to soon die the same way as Tomatake-san.
I'm sorry, I really am doing my best. But everybody asks me if I have proof. Proof? Do you need proof?
Mio-san's scrapbooks. Maybe that was what I'd need to convince the police. I was afraid someone would destroy the evidence if I handed them over to Oishi-san, so I kept them with me. But I didn't have much longer to live. I might not even make it until tomorrow morning. That's right. I might be dead before tomorrow. I would die tonight.
Okay. I'll give you Mio-san's scrapbooks. Please use them to convince the other policemen. That should help. Please do give me the scrapbooks.
I looked through my backpack, which was lying by my feet. Mio-san's scrapbooks were there.
This is our last resort. Oishi-san, do your best. No! You must take care of it! Please! Of course. Trust me. I'll expose their conspiracy. I knew the police would take too long to get things moving. They're an organization, after all. That's why I'm doing this, to make them understand. You have an excuse now. Please use this chance wisely. Thank you. You can count on me. So, how should we do this? Do you want me to come get it?
I knew she wouldn't let me into the classroom. She was still cautious. I could guess where Rena Ryugu was going to take this thing, so I tried to stay ahead of her. I handed a memo with my instructions on it to a colleague.
I can't really leave the classroom, so I'll have Keiichi-kun deliver them to you. Maybe that's better. If you left the building, something might happen. What do you mean? Well, I'm sure the Sonozaki family already knows what's going on here. I'm sure they didn't expect you to do something like this, so they might come to shut you up. To shut me up? You mean? By shooting you. A hitman from the Sonozaki family might try to put a stop to this by sniping you. That's why you shouldn't come outside. Don't even go near the windows. I saw you peeking out a window, but you shouldn't do that. They may fire at any time. Wait a minute! Aren't there policemen around? Can't you stop that from happening? We would if we could, but it's so open around here. A well-trained sniper can easily shoot as far as 400 meters. As you know, attack units from the Sonozaki family have gone through military training, and they specialize in assassination techniques. Don't underestimate them. I need you to help me expose the conspiracy of the Sonozaki family. I understand. Thank you for your warning. Even if my life is to end tomorrow, I can't die now. That's right. Under no circumstances should you peek out the windows, okay? Be very careful.
The phone conversation ended. Rena Ryugu was going to let Keiichi Maibara deliver the scrapbooks.
Did you get what I wrote in the memo already?
Yes, we've got it. Do you think it'll work?
I scared her, so I don't think she'll peek out the windows. I'm sure she'll still have her eyes open, though. I'll work around it.
This is Keiichi, I assume. I roughly understood what was going on from the phone conversation.
Okay, Keiichi-kun. Here are the scrapbooks. Their contents are very important. They're proof of the Sonozaki family's conspiracy, and the police can use them as evidence to conduct a raid. Please take this to Oishi-san, okay? And when you give it to him, come right back. I'm watching you. If you do something you aren't supposed to, I'll be angry.
Rena took out a couple of old scrapbooks from her backpack and gave them to me. Then she cast a sidelong glance at Mion.
I'll tell you about these later, Mi-chan. I'll tell you all about what a scary conspiracy your family is planning. Or maybe you already know, huh? Anyway, go on, Keiichi-kun. Just go halfway out into the schoolyard. Don't say anything. You're just delivering the scrapbooks. Don't talk, okay? If you do... If it was Chie-sensei, she'd slap you with a ruler. But, what should I use instead?
Alright, I won't even say a word. Come on, put that hatchet down. I'm your ally, right? Trust me, okay?
Yeah, you're right. I trust you. So please don't betray me, okay?
Rena's eyes were telling me clearly. They were telling me she didn't trust me. But even in this state, she also knew she shouldn't distrust her friends. Therefore, although she couldn't trust me, she was pretending to. That was why she didn't tie me up. Okay, I'll be going. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay.
I walked past my friends, who were lying down on the floor, and headed to the exit. I saw some of their faces as I passed. Some were fearful, some were sure that I'd use the opportunity to run, and some were scared that they'd die if I did. Don't worry, guys. I won't let her even touch any of you. If Rena tries to do something, I'll stop her even if I have to risk my own life. Anyway, I'd do whatever it took to ensure that nobody died. I had to make sure Rena didn't get angry. I'd just wait for the right moment. I went down to the school entrance and changed my shoes, then unlocked the door and stepped outside. I felt the fresh air on my skin. I saw the lights from the police cars. I could feel all the policemen looking at me. As soon as I was in the schoolyard, a little voice tried to tempt me. I was free from Rena now. If I ran off the school grounds, I'd be free. What was I thinking? If I did something like that, Rena would go crazy, and who knows what else she'd do. The important thing here wasn't my safety. It was to make sure that Rena didn't kill anyone. I saw a big man coming towards me from the school gate. That was probably Oishi-san.
Are you Keiichi Mayabara-san? Hello, I'm Oishi from Okinamiya Station. You can call me Kura-chan.
Sorry, Rena told me not to talk, to just give these to you. So please, just take them in silence. You fucked up already, Keiichi.
I understand. These are the scrapbooks, huh? I'll take them.
I tried to hand the scrapbooks to Oishi-san, but he stepped aside a little. Confused as to what he was doing, I changed my position and handed them to him again. He took them that time, and at that point, Oishi put something that was under his jacket into my pocket.
Don't worry. Even if Ryugu-san was watching, the building's behind you. She couldn't have seen that.
What is this? I couldn't look into my pocket because I didn't want Rena to suspect anything, but whatever it was pretty heavy for its size. Oh.
I have a memo for you, too. On your way back to the classroom, please read it without Ryugu-san noticing. Go on now. She'll get suspicious.
I just followed his directions. I was worried Rena had begun to suspect something. When I looked at the classroom, the curtains were closed. But that didn't mean she wasn't peeking out through a crack. I went back to the entrance and locked the door. If Rena checked and found the door unlocked, it could cause more trouble. Rena was in the classroom. There was no way she'd come down this way. She was alone. If she left the classroom, everyone would get up and run. They couldn't run because Rena was there, but they were all waiting for their chance. The entrance, then, was Rena's blind spot. As I changed my shoes, I quickly removed what Oishi-san had put into my pocket. There was a radio with an earpiece? And something else that looked like a short police baton. There was also a folded piece of paper. I opened the piece of paper and saw a note written in small print. Dear Maibara-kun. Oh, that's you.
Please hide the bug in your pocket. It picks up even a low voice, so you can use it to get in touch with me. By using the earphone, you can hear me in return. There's also a spray for self-protection. It sprays as far as 1 meter. Make sure you aim for the face. This must be the spray! I guess it's safe to try it here. I held down the button and gas sprayed out from the nozzle. Compared to Rena's hatchet, this required some caution, but it was small enough to fit inside of my hand. It was reassuring that I could hide it so easily. In other words, it was now possible for me to stop Rena. As I realized all my classmates' fates rested on my shoulders, I felt sweat form on my face. The memo continued. The spray is just for self-defense purposes. Pepper spray only impairs eyesight, and while it makes your enemy powerless due to extreme pain and coughing for at least 30 minutes, it's not powerful enough to render them unconscious. Therefore, please don't forget that there is a possibility that your enemy may fight back desperately in panic. This spray is your last resort. Please don't depend on it, but if you need it, make sure to use it. Oishi.
Was he telling me to use it or not? It was probably one of those grown-up issues. If the cops entrusted me solely with the fate of the hostages and I failed, they'd be held liable. We're getting an ad break soon, guys, so I apologize. I apologize if you are not subscribed. But I can fill you in when the ad break ends on what has happened, if anything, like, crazy has happened. So while he gave me a weapon, he made me consider its use. I hid the bug and the spray in my pockets and went back to the classroom. I felt a little dizzy, maybe because I was nervous. I was simply following Rena's orders because I had no other choice. That was why I wasn't scared. But things were different from before. I had a weapon. I was in a far better position, but my heart was pounding. Humans are so strange. Shit, what am I going to do? What should I do, Keiichi Maibata? Did I want to fight with Rena? The memo said the spray only reaches as far as 1 meter. 1 meter? That was basically a hand-to-hand battle. That meant I only had one opportunity. I didn't have a second chance. The memo also said I'd need to aim for her face. That wasn't going to be easy. Shit! Besides, Rena was cautious. How could I stand directly in front of her within 1 meter? But that's what I'd have to do if I was to have any chance of winning. Rena would do anything to reach her goal. She wouldn't even hesitate to kill, just like how I didn't. Of course, things were already extremely serious. An apology definitely wouldn't be enough, but at least there hadn't been any casualties. The more time passed, the more irritated Rena would get. She might demand something again, as she might kill someone that time, to show how serious she was. Bad things had already taken place, but a tragedy hadn't occurred yet. But it was almost here. It wasn't very far at all. When I closed my eyes, I could easily picture Rena killing one classmate after another. After I killed Rena and Mion, my room was covered in blood. If she killed 20 people, the classroom would be a pool of it. If that happened, she still wouldn't realize she was being delusional. She would rip out her own throat and die. That would be too big a cross for her to carry, and one day she would remember, and to be saddened. She didn't need to go through that. I didn't want Rena to go through what I had to go through. Shit, I felt dizzy. This was a very long hallway. I didn't know the classroom was so far. With each step I took, my determination to fight Rena became stronger. Rena would be shocked to realize I betrayed her. But if she couldn't wake up from the nightmare on her own, someone else would have to wake her up. And her friends needed to be the ones to do that.
Welcome back, Keiichi-kun. Did Oishi-san say anything?
What is the smell? As soon as I stepped into the classroom, I smelled something. Everyone had moved in one corner of the classroom. The smell reminded me of a gas station. I see. Was it gasoline? I saw a red gasoline container by Rena's feet. The cap was open. It was seemingly sturdy and made of metal. It said gasoline on the side, written in felt marker. She must have spread it across the entire classroom. The smell was almost giving... giving what?
Giving me a headache is what that's
Giving me a headache. Ah. No, it wasn't just in the classroom. The classmates were soaked in gasoline too. How could she? I see. This is just like a hijacker holding a bomb. If the police were to rush in, she would burn the hostages. I didn't know where she got it, but she had a lighter in her left hand. Rena, what do you think you're doing?
Of course I won't actually do it. This is just insurance. I don't want to barbecue anyone either. So I hope this will all end as just a joke.
Welcome back from the ad. Rena spread gasoline all over the classroom while Keiichi was gone and has a lighter. Rena showed off the lighter. Obviously, she was trying to threaten me. I've heard about people committing suicide by setting themselves on fire. They pour gasoline on themselves and light it ablaze. You might think that if it was extinguished right away, it wouldn't be that bad. But human skin is supposedly very delicate, and they say that even if 30% of a person's skin gets burned, it's enough to be fatal.
True.
If it was your entire body, it would result in death for sure. I had been put in a disadvantageous position. My weapon might take Rena's sight, but I couldn't stop her from using the lighter. She'd probably use it the moment she's attacked. I didn't know if she realized it, but the kind of lighter she had would keep burning until the lid was closed. Hello, Flying Weasel Man.
Flying Weasel Man.
Welcome in.
Sync.
In sync. We're in the midst of a very heavy scene, so thank you for the raid. I'm going to continue reading. Welcome in, everybody. You may be very lost. Therefore, all she'd have to do was to light it and drop it onto the floor. In other words, my spray can wouldn't make Rena powerless at all. The last resort Oishi-san gave me had already lost all its power. What do you mean, insurance? With those scrapbooks, Oishi-san will convince the rest of the police. After that, their investigation will expose the conspiracy, right?
Do you really think those scrapbooks are enough? I know government people don't move nearly quickly enough.
Rena was thinking that if she didn't see any progress with the scrapbooks, she'd pressure the police by letting them know about the gasoline. Let's just trust Oishi-san for now. We should just wait to hear from him, okay?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, then let me pick up where I left off. Anyway, those parasites became harmless with the passage of time, but some people didn't like that. Those people were the 3 families of Hinamizawa. Therefore, they are...
Rena was simply telling everyone what she heard from Takano-san. I started mumbling so I could let Oishi-san know what was going on. What a smell. Scattering a whole portable tank of gasoline. I was pretending to mumble to myself, so I could only say it very quietly. I wished I could say it louder, but that was probably impossible. I wasn't sure if Oishi-san could hear me. I thought of an idea to find out whether or not they could hear me. It'd be nice if I heard a car honk.
Kuma-chan, honk the horn!
Kumagai honked once quickly. Gasoline, huh? Shit, that explains the smell. I'm sure she's intending to use it to get what she wants.
Kuma-chan, people usually mean an 18-liter tank when they say portable tank of gasoline, right?
Well, probably, but I'm not sure.
Komayama-kun! Is there still someone from the forestry service here? Could you get in? I see. Those cans have gasoline written on them. Do plastic kerosene tanks have kerosene written on them?
Yes. We don't want to mix them up. All the fuel containers have labels. Not too many people know this, but regular portable tanks can't hold gasoline. Gasoline, while common, is extremely flammable, and it can be lit even with static electricity. Therefore, gasoline must be kept in special metal containers. Those are called carrying cans.
So what my Abada-san called gasoline really is gasoline. Are there different sized carrying cans?
18-liter and 5-liter, I think.
5-liter ones are rather flat in shape, aren't they?
Yes. It's red and flat with a handle.
Keiichi Mayabata called it a portable tank. Do you think it's the 18-liter type?
Maybe he called it a portable tank because he wasn't familiar with the shape. But either way, if it's really gasoline, it's really dangerous. Gasoline burns when lit. Well, what's an even bigger threat than liquid gasoline are the fumes. When gasoline fumes are lit on fire, they explode. Also, gasoline evaporates easily. Even at freezing temperatures, it evaporates. And so, in other words, inside the closed classroom, the fumes would fill the entire space. The classroom would then become a bomb itself.
Kuma-chan, do you know anything about Class 4 hazardous materials?
No. I know gasoline fumes are dangerous, but I don't know any more than that.
To prepare for the worst case scenario, I want to find out the difference in scale between the 18-liter and the 5-liter. I know, I'll ask the old guy. Excuse me, could you call the station and see if the old guy from the forensics department is still there?
Do you want to be the forensic investigator?
Oh, I've heard what's going on. The criminal requested you, huh? Kaboom! Richi Ibatsuron! Oradora on top of that, too. This isn't a laughing matter anymore. These are mahjong terms. Don't ask me what they mean. Anyway, do you know about 4th class hazardous materials? 4th class, huh? If we had everyone here, we know everything about hazardous materials. Did the suspect spread gasoline or something? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. We bugged one of the hostages. Supposedly the suspect spread gasoline throughout the classroom. But we don't know if it's from an 18-liter or a 5-liter. Can you tell me the worst case scenarios for both of them? How big is the classroom? Let's see. Approximately 50 square meters. And the room is closed, huh? More than likely. I'm sure the smell must be horrible. That's not good, Oishi. I had a feeling. The classroom will blow up! Everyone in the classroom will be dead for sure! You mean in the case of the 18-liter? Fool, I'm talking about the 5-liter! If I remember correctly, 4 liters is plenty enough to blow up an 8-by-8-meter room.
The policeman listening to their conversation on the side went pale. 8 by 8 meters meant a room that was 64 square meters. Only 4 liters are needed to blow that up, and at least 5 liters were scattered in a 50 square meter room.
In other words, the room has more than enough gasoline, huh? That's not good. I'd rather not hear this. But what would happen if it was an 18-liter? Let's see, to put it in your words, Oishi. The dealer's hand is Richi, Ipatsu, Pinfu, Tanyao, Aka Aka, and Doradora.
Oh, what does that mean?
Baiman from the dealer. 24,000 points. The base distribution is 25,000 points. So there'll be 1,000-point stick left. Something like that. There may be 1 pillar left if you're lucky. Oh my gosh, I don't want that kind of Richi. For people who don't play Mahjong, the way that Mahjong works is that you, quote-unquote, knock down other people's towers to claim their things.
Mhm.
And what they're saying is that if this were Mahjong, of a very large board, you would have 1 tower left. There'd be nothing left, essentially.
Oh.
You should have the fire department get a chemical unit ready. You'll need to have them deal with it after the incident is taken care of. Shit! I heard this through the bug, so if a fire engine shows up, the suspect will find out. I guess I'll have them get ready once you can't see them. Yeah, that's a good idea. You mentioned a bug, didn't you? Yeah. I had a chance to come into contact with one of the hostages. I gave him a bug. That's how I found out about the gasoline. That's not good. There have been incidents where the sparks from electronic devices set gasoline on fire. You know, gasoline's flash point is about 300 degrees. Even static electricity can easily cause an explosion. You've gotta be kidding me. Why is such a dangerous liquid available to just about anybody? How the heck should I know? Tell that to the fire laws and automobile companies. Since it's June, the air isn't that dry, but just to be on the safe side, tell them to turn the listening device off.
Oishi-san, according to what I can hear through the bug, the suspect has a lighter.
That means if Mayabara-san used the pepper spray to stop her, he won't be able to prevent her from lighting the gasoline. And we can't even use the bug anymore? Damn it! Oishi, a lighter is really, really bad. Don't even let her play with it. The suspect may not know how dangerous gasoline is. From hearing how much she has spread, I don't think she knows anything about it.
Oishi's back was covered with a cold sweat. He never even thought this would turn into such a serious matter. He didn't know how dangerous gasoline was. He didn't know because he'd never heard of cars exploding in car accidents. He knew it was dangerous, but he didn't know what it was capable of. Gasoline is more dangerous once it evaporates. Therefore, a burning car in an accident and gasoline fumes being ignited are at completely different levels. It's quite simple to understand if you think about how car engines work. Cars vaporize gasoline in the carburetor and let it explode in the engine cylinders. In other words, that little explosion in the engine is what gives cars the power to move. Therefore, if you want more power, an engine needs to be bigger to create a bigger explosion. So if an engine cylinder was the size of a classroom, how much power would it create? Anyone with knowledge of engines would know, but a lot of people don't consider how dangerous evaporated gasoline is because it's too familiar. 25 hostages and 1 hostage taker. All 26 people were basically stuck in a huge bomb. Furthermore, the suspect might accidentally set it off. If she were to pretend to light the lighter as a threat, that would be the end. All of the people around Oishi had gone pale. The classroom might explode at any moment. How could they save all the hostages? Especially when the criminal was living in her own delusion and her requests were something so unreal. Excuse me. Excuse you go.
I found a letter in the scrapbook.
One of the policemen brought over a folded piece of paper. Oishi opened it while the others watched. He saw girlish handwriting on the paper. Oh my god, it's in the gel pen and with the hearts. He could tell this was written before she invaded the school.
Dear
is this right?
Oishi-sama,
Yeah.
if you're reading this letter, that means I'm at the final stage. I must have seized the school and held the students as hostages. I am planning to appoint you as a negotiator, so please pretend to be threatened by me and become my contact with the outside. The first thing I want to tell you is that my enemy is the Sonozaki family, and also the aliens, who are pretending to be parasites that control the Sonozaki family.
Aliens?
I didn't think you'd believe me if I brought up the aliens, so I didn't tell you about them until now. But when you read these scrapbooks, you'll understand. The aliens came to Earth in UFOs in ancient times. They landed in Onigafuchi Swamp. They used this village as their breeding grounds. And through that selective breeding, they widened their domain. They were successful, and now they're trying to invade the Earth.
What the heck is this? All the other policemen frowned at the letter.
No, it's not surprising. I read Takano's other scrapbooks and they were full of even stranger theories. Personally, I like the one about Osi the best.
The Sonozaki family, as well as all the village authorities, have been brainwashed by the aliens. The villagers' attempts to revive the cult of Oyashiro-sama were actually part of the alien strategy to invade the Earth. The aliens are very clever. They don't let people realize they're being controlled. The Irie Clinic must be their secret research center. Please conduct an investigation and expose their secret. Also, please check out the bottom of the swamp. The UFO must still be there. Also, capture all of the relatives of the three families and take x-rays of their brains. You'll find hideous parasites inside of them. But please be careful. The aliens eliminate whoever finds out about them by replacing their host with a look-alike. That's how they've been controlling the village. Therefore, there may already be some aliens among the villagers. It is possible that they will try to interfere in the investigation. As a matter of fact, there have been lookalikes of Mio Takano, Rika Furude, and of me, Rena Ryugu. If you see any of those three, capture them immediately. That will be the proof of aliens existing among us.
Wow. Mio Takano? Why does she think that?
I know. I told her over the phone that according to the results of their autopsy conducted in the lab over in Gifu Prefecture, the day of her death doesn't match up.
Are you talking about the mistake on her autopsy results?
I told her I didn't know why Mio Takano was witnessed on the day of the festival when she died the night before. I never thought she'd take it like this. Maybe I joked around a little too much.
It's interesting that she included herself. Did she look in a mirror or something? One of the policemen spoke up. He was one of the pair who searched the garbage dump that night.
I can understand that. Remember, the night we looked for Rena Ryugu, somebody said that she was seen in Gogora. That must be it. It was probably a bluff from the villagers. And she must have heard it somewhere and assumed that there was another version of her walking around. Damn! Nostradamus, was it? This is just like that. No matter what happens to her, everything sounds like it was predetermined. Rena Ryugu would blame aliens if she was to trip and fall down now.
Or maybe she's coming up with all this crazy stuff so that's once she's caught, she can use the insanity defense in court.
No, this isn't about that. She really does believe in this crazy stuff. She does from the bottom of her heart. I know that for sure. She truly believes in these stupid scrapbooks.
Ah, there's another letter. Let's see.
P.S. I was poisoned yesterday with the same stuff that killed Tomatake-san. I've been scratching at my throat since then. I'll probably have clawed my throat open by tomorrow. If you can find the antidote when you investigate the Irie Clinic, please bring it to me.
It sure is something.
Yeah, if she believes in alien stories, maybe we could trick her with an antidote.
But you may not find the antidote, or maybe it'll be too late by the time you do. Therefore, considering the time I have left, I will set 7 p.m. tonight as the deadline. If an investigation doesn't take place,
and the antidote doesn't arrive by 7 p.m., I will choose to die with all the hostages by lighting the gasoline instead. 7 p.m.? What time is it now?
It's a little before 6. Days are long nowadays. It doesn't get dark even in the evenings. It'll probably start to get dark around 7 p.m.
We only have an hour. No, it might explode even before that. Shit! What can we do?
What the heck is she talking about? An alien invasion? And she's trying to take the hostages with her? That's just crazy!
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. We can't negotiate with her normally now. Especially when she thinks she's absolutely sane.
Oishi-san, look what comes next.
What? I'm planning to spread gasoline throughout the classroom. I'm sure you realize how dangerous that is. If anyone's just storming into the room, please tell them exactly how bad an idea that would be. Also, the hostages are anchored down with U-shaped bike locks. Even if those alien policemen rushed in and killed me, they'd have to cut each lock. But if you tried cutting them, you might create sparks. Therefore, you'd need to completely ventilate the room first. In other words, it will take an extremely long time to rescue all the hostages from the classroom. Actually, I have a different explosive system set up other than the gasoline I spread. It's a very simple time bomb using gasoline and a kitchen timer. The kitchen timer provides electricity at a set time. I ripped the tip off its plug so it will create enough sparks to ignite the gasoline. I've already set the timer to 7 p.m. Even if I'm not around, there'll be an explosion at that time. If the classroom isn't ventilated by that time, it'll explode too. I'm sorry to ask you like this, Oishi-san, but please help me so that we can avoid a tragedy. Please let the three families know that Mion Sonozaki, the successor to the head of the Sonozaki family, and Mika Furude, a mascot for the cult of Yoshiro-sama, are in this classroom. If anyone from the three families helps you, I'm sure their conspiracy will be exposed by tonight. The alien invasion is going to happen very soon. Please get going quickly. To my ally, Oyushi-san. Rena, Ryugu.
She's fucking insane.
Oh yeah, she's cracked.
Oishi threw the scrapbooks to the ground.
Damn it! How could she call me her ally?
Is a kitchen timer like an alarm clock? You don't know what a kitchen timer is, Kuma guy? Alright.
Old appliances didn't have timers. A kitchen timer is a device that turns on appliances at a given time. When you plug it in, it provides electricity at a set time so the appliance will come on when you want it to.
Wow, that's convenient.
It's possible to use that to make a time bomb. Using a kitchen timer. That sure is something a girl would come up with.
Wow, sexism. Why don't we call the electric company and turn the electricity off? If there's no power, the timer can't go off. But that won't work. If the classroom became dark, she'd probably light her lighter.
Maybe we can give her a sleeping pill as an antidote. But it would have to take effect slowly. I'm sure she'll have hostage try it first. Be very careful.
This whole situation reminds me of uncensored Yu-Gi-Oh! There's shit like this all over, like, uncensored Yu-Gi-Oh! Because,
I've
like,
heard stories of uncensored Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh yeah, like, 4Kids censored the shit out of Yu-Gi-Oh! But Yami Yugi or whatever, the demon possessing him, the pharaoh possessing Yugi, was insane like this, to this level. Understood. I'll get one ready.
I need to talk to Mayabara-san one more time. I have to tell him not to let Rena Ryugu play with the lighter. I also have to tell him to turn the bug off. How about that, by the way? Have you heard anything interesting?
The suspect seems to be abusing a hostage.
Shit.
I think it's Mion Sonozaki. Stop it, Rena! Rena kept hitting Mion, who had her hands tied behind her back. Rena wasn't using her fist, but instead the handle of her hatchet.
Keiichi-kun, you promised me you wouldn't move. If you do, I'll be angry.
Rena's gaze intimidated me. Her eyes were full of madness. I could feel Rena's emotions boiling over on the side. If I opposed her, she would easily cut Mion's arm off.
What I can't forgive is that time you dug up the corpses and turned them into the police! I trusted you! I trusted you!
Rena hit Mion's face over and over. It wasn't just Mion's hands that were tied behind her. Her neck was also tied to a window frame with a bike lock, so there was no way that Mion could protect her face. I didn't know if her forehead was cut or if her nose was bleeding, but her face was covered in blood. Her blood got on the handle of the hatchet, and every time she got hit with it, more blood was smeared on her face. The handle of the hatchet could easily smash her forehead. Because of her position in the Sonozaki family, Mion couldn't say that she hid the bodies, so all she could do was endure. However, Rena continued to attack her. Rena no longer had any restraint. She might even continue until Mion's front teeth were broken. Stop it, Rena! Haven't you done enough? I'll tell you the truth, so Rena, please stop hitting her.
The truth? What is it, Keiichi-kun?
No, you can't. Kei-chan! Everyone, please don't listen to what I'm about to say. I may say some disturbing stuff, but it isn't anything wrong. Keiichi, what are you doing? So please don't listen. Even if you hear it, forget that you did, please!
What are you going to tell me? Go on, Keiichi-kun.
It's not a complicated story. That was for your sake. We found out afterwards that the place you buried the bodies was going to be clear-cut this summer, so we thought we had to do something about it, and Mion hid them in a safer place.
You told me that same story the other night. Didn't I tell you that was something Mii-chan made up?
Why would she lie? She wanted to help her friend. Mion did it to help you.
That's a lie! I won't believe it! Why did you do that without talking to me then?
Why did Mion even have to tell her? Mion was trying to be delicate. Mion did her best trying to hide what Rena did. Mion knew Rena was at her wit's end, and that was why she did it in secret. But Rena didn't want to believe her.
That's not so, Keiichi-kun. How contemptible of you, Mii-chan, to even deceive him. I won't say anything about your tricks during the club activities, but this, I can't forgive you. I can't forgive you! I can't forgive you! I can't forgive you!
Stop it! Don't hit Mion! Mion didn't do anything. I never knew having your hands tied behind your back was that scary. Mion got hit repeatedly with the handle of the hatchet. She could only endure. She couldn't even protect herself with her hands.
Hey, is it true, Mii-chan? If so, why didn't you tell me?
Can't you understand Mion's position? She has to follow certain rules as a member of the Sonozaki family. Shouldn't you be grateful for what she's done for you? I may have said it too aggressively. Rena turned around and glared at me.
That's right, Keiichi-kun. Mii-chan sold me out to the police because of the circumstances surrounding the Sonozaki family. She sold out her friend. I was her friend. I really liked her.
Yeah.
That was me and Mii-chan. I really did like you so much. Why? How could you?
Oops. This was senseless. Rena cried as if being bullied, but she was the one doing the bullying. Normally, this would be so odd as to be impossible. But I had seen the scene before. I liked you. I trusted you. As I cried, I beat her to death. Rena repeatedly begged me to trust her, yet I beat her. I know what it's like to be the one doing the beating. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, Rena. Don't you realize what you're doing? You're hurting your friend with your own hands. I understand what you're feeling. I know you're sad because your friend betrayed you, right? But that's a misunderstanding. We didn't betray you. We've been thinking about you all this time. But she just couldn't see that. Even if she died, Rena probably wouldn't realize she'd made a terrible mistake. But someday, you'll realize. Even an insensitive guy like me realized, so Rena would realize it for sure. And that's when you'll feel even sadder, Rena. You will remember this bloody Mion one day. Then you'll realize that you were the one who made her bloody, and you will regret that you did. But I was the only one who could understand that, because I remembered. There was no way for Rena to understand or realize that. I wondered if I was suffering the most of all. There's no way to avoid tragedy. This was exactly the same tragedy. Different actors. The main character was Rena instead of me, but it was the same thing. Where was I? I was in the audience now. I knew how the story ended, but I couldn't come onto the stage. Stop, Rena. Stop.
Are you crying? What's wrong, Keiichi-kun?
I stood up slowly and walked towards Rena, just like what Rena did for me before, with my arms open. Please stop. Stop this, Rena. You may not know why now. You may not know why you have to stop now, but if you don't, you will regret it someday. So please, stop.
Keiichi-kun, I'll be mad if you don't move back to the wall.
Oh, that's me. Rena's eyes went cold and she lifted the hatchet in her right hand. I was just like, whoa, cool art.
Don't, Kei-chan, I'm okay.
Mion told me, but with such a bloody face, how could she be?
Are you going to hit me? With that hatchet?
If you come any closer, I will. Without hesitation. I don't need you anymore, Keiichi-kun. But I want to be with you until the end, so please don't make me mad, okay?
She sounded gentle, but her expression was telling me there really would be no hesitation. Rena would crack my head open with the hatchet immediately. But who cares? If you were in my shoes, what do you think you would do?
Of course I don't want to die, so I wouldn't oppose my opponent. If they had a weapon, I'd be scared.
That's a lie! I know. I know you're strong enough to give up your own life for the sake of your friend. It's my turn now. My turn to be strong. Just like you. I won't hesitate to give up my own life for my friends. If you want, I'll give that life to you. So stop this. If you trust your friend, stop hurting her. The same pain will attack you later, so stop! Nobody is trying to scare you. We are all thinking about you. Don't doubt that. Please believe it. Trust me. You can come to trust me by smashing my head in. Go ahead and crush my head with that hatchet. I won't try to protect myself.
Don't come any closer! If you do, I'll light this place up!
Rena lifted the lighter overhead. You fool! How long are you going to dream about such crazy things? You already know that yourself, don't you? That it's all just a bad dream. You want somebody to wake you up. I'm here. I'm here to wake you up from your nightmares.
You're the one who has to wake up, Keiichi-kun! Can't you believe those aliens are trying to invade the village? You believed me back then! Are you doubting me again? Can't you trust me?
Rena opened the lid of the lighter. I could tell her thumb was about to light it. Rena was prepared to die along with everyone else. Rena would die without knowing the truth. She would die believing it was the world that was crazy. She would die cursing everything in this world. That was the storyline of this tragedy, wasn't it? This was a theater from hell. What an interesting script. Who wrote it, a devil? Shit. I won't let this happen. Don't underestimate Keiichi Maibata, the original main character. Don't think the same storyline will work again. I'll be taking over the script this time. I'm going to destroy it. I won't let this bad ending take place. I am going to destroy their expectations. You're the one who doesn't trust me, Rena. Just trust me, shut up, and trust me. This is all for your own sake. As the main character of the previous tragedy, I am telling you this. You just shut up and listen to me.
What are you talking about, Keiichi-kun? Shut up and trust you? You're the one who doesn't trust me, Keiichi-kun. Why don't you believe me?
Shut up! I know you're wrong. I know how you'll end up, so I know you're going to regret it in the future. I don't want you to finish your life without realizing what you have done. You just don't know how sad that is yet.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you okay, Keiichi-kun?
Yeah, I bet. I bet you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story of a pathetic guy. Once upon a time, there was a pathetic guy named Keiichi Maibata. He had no complaints about his life, and he spent every day having fun with his friends, but one day, he started to doubt them. After a while, he started to doubt everything. He didn't notice how worried his friends were, and he hurt them, repeatedly. How sorrowful. They trusted each other, but they couldn't let each other know. Can you believe something as stupid as that actually happened? Then, I beat you and Mion with a metal bat to the point of death, but you begged me to trust you until your final moments. You didn't even try to protect your head. You trusted me until your final moments, reaching your hands out to me. I didn't realize what you were doing and beat you to death anyway. Do you know how sinful that was? I bet you have no idea. That's why I have to make up for what I've done. I am going to stop you, Rena.
If you come any closer, I'll light the lighter!
Just as you tried to save me with your life, I'm going to save you, Rena. I still remember how magnificent you were when you died. You weren't even afraid of it. These words will reach him, she thought. These next words will make Keiichi-kun realize. Trust me, Rena! That was when Rena hit my head with the hatchet. I crumbled down to the floor. She hit me with the handle, but my head was probably cut open. I felt the blood on my face.
For Keiichi-kun, that's not of your own will. The parasites that are living in your brain are controlling you. Oishi-san will find the medicine for it. When he comes, I'll let you take the medicine first. Then you'll be free. You'll return to the Keiichi-kun that I loved. Just hang in there for a little while longer, okay?
It sounds like there might be a thunderstorm coming, so
I can hear that
I hope
in the background of you.
I hope the internet stays up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking for like a good place to stop for. I've been looking for one for a while.
Yeah, it's just there has not been one.
No.
I heard a phone ringing in the teacher's office. Rena listened to the phone ring for a while, then realized it was for her. Rena tried to answer the phone in the classroom. She couldn't figure out how to transfer the call, so she decided to answer it in the teacher's office instead.
I'm going to the office for a bit. Don't run away, okay? If any of you are missing, something terrible will happen to Michan, okay?
Rena glared at everyone in the classroom, intimidating them, and then left. That was when I heard a honk from outside. I remembered the signal from earlier. Did Oishi-san want to get in touch with me? I bent down and put the receiver earphone in my ear. Can you hear me? This is Kumagai from Okinomiya Station. Please cough if you can hear me. Very good. Please listen carefully. The gasoline the suspect spread everywhere is very dangerous. The classroom is filled with vaporized gasoline right now. It's like a bomb. Please don't aggravate Ryugu-san, and don't ever let her play with the lighter. Please don't provoke her anymore like you just did, okay? This bug is awful. It's possible for gasoline fumes to ignite all the slightest spark. Therefore, please turn the bug off after this communication. That's just to be on the safe side. Also, one last thing. According to the suspect's note, she has set a time bomb. Time bomb? She used a kitchen timer to make a simple time bomb, and the classroom will explode if it goes off. We're trying to get some sleeping pills ready to give to her as an antidote, but we don't have much time left. According to her note, the timer is set for 7 p.m. I looked at the wall clock. It was 6:45 p.m. There were only 15 minutes left. I could hear Rena screaming into the phone.
No, the time has already been set! Hurry up, Oishi-san! I won't wait for even a second longer!
As you can hear, Rena Ryugu is refusing to reset the timer. She's going to kill herself in 15 minutes. I remember thinking the same way as Rena. After I killed Rena and Mion, I knew the police would come. I thought someone would solve the mystery after I was dead. But that's what Rena was thinking. But she had been planning to kill herself from the beginning. What do you want me to do? The sleeping pills should arrive soon, but if an explosion took place before we could negotiate, there would be no point. We want you to find the time bomb and disassemble it. You mean Cutting red and blue cords like in the movies? It's probably simpler than that. According to the suspect, she used a kitchen timer. It's not a battery-operated one, it's one of those you plug in. It looks like an alarm clock. Do you see anything in an outlet in the classroom? There was one outlet in the back and another at the front of the classroom. I checked, but I didn't see anything that was plugged in. No, I don't see anything. If an ignition was taking place somewhere else, it shouldn't work. It must be somewhere in the classroom. No, I don't think so. The only cord coming from the hallway is the one from Rena's phone. Is it possible for the kitchen timer to be battery-operated? It's a type that's powered by electricity. Could it possibly be in another room? There was a different room where she spread gasoline, then the timer could be in there. Are you telling me to check the whole school? In 15 minutes? Damn, I'm injured here, you know. But if I stayed here, I'd die in 15 minutes. This wasn't a time to be pessimistic. This was probably my last chance to stop this tragedy from taking place. She spread the gasoline while I went out to deliver the scrapbooks, so she must have done it in a fairly short time. I really didn't think she had enough time to spread it anywhere else other than the classroom. And where was the time bomb? We are doing everything we can here, so please help us. I think she lied about the time bomb. That's all. If you don't have any questions, I'll end the communication. Is there anything else? No, not really. Wait, yeah, I do have one thing to say. What is it? Please tell Oishi that he should never have told Rena about my past. If I come out of this alive, I'll punch him, so he'd better be prepared. Wait, 2 punches. One for telling Rena about me, and another for telling me about Rena. I understand. Oishi-san is disappointed in himself for letting Rena Ryugu fool him. I'm sure he'll be happy to let you throw a punch or two. Is that it now? Yeah. I've already wasted a few minutes here. See ya. Be safe. Click. Rena was still on the phone. Oishi-san was definitely trying to stall her. From what I could hear, it sounded like he is telling her that they investigated the main Sonozaki residence and found something awful in their secret basement or something like that. Hey, if he went too far, Rena would believe everything again. Mion was going to get hit again for lying.
Keiichi?
Rika-chan and Satoko crawled up to me. Did you hear?
Traps are my specialty. I can't let Rena-san do this to me.
Satoko realized how serious the situation was as well. The lives of the hostages, including her own, were about to be taken. Yet she tried to remain strong. Satoko, even if you die, please don't hate Rena. Rena is sick. She was just unfortunate enough to get this tragic disease. Remember? We had so much fun together.
Satoko, I still believe both you and Rena are my wonderful friends.
How can you still say that she's your friend after what she's done to Mion-san?
Everybody in the classroom, actually.
But can't you understand, Satoko? Once a demon starts to act up inside, no matter how tragic the outcome, you just can't stop it.
Satoko quietly hung her head. I didn't understand what Rika-chan was trying to say to Satoko, but maybe.
I believe in Rena-san.
There you go, Satoko. I hugged Satoko's head. Rika-chan's arms were tied, so she couldn't embrace Satoko, but she put her forehead closer to her in praise. Okay then, I'm asking the world's best trap expert. If you were to blow up this room, where would you set a time bomb?
Count on me. The device has to be connected to an outlet, huh?
Yeah, that's right. But it could be somewhere else other than this room. It's possible that she spread gasoline all over a different room and set the device there.
No, I don't think she had enough time to do that. She had gasoline hidden close by and only spread it here. That was about all the time she had.
I remember now. Rena told me last night that she had to prepare something for today. That means she had things ready since then, at least.
Those are all the hints I get, huh? What a cruel mind-sweeping game.
You can find it, Satoko. If you can't, there's no way I can. I'm wagering all my trust in you.
You can do it, Satoko. In order to save Rena, please find it.
In that case, very well. I shall prove that Rena-san's trap is child's play compared to one of my own.
I'm going to ask you one more time. If you were to blow up this room, where would you set a time bomb? Satoko grinned and then closed her eyes to concentrate. Oh? A stopping point? Oh?
Are we free?
Are we free? Oh? Eh? Oh. Should we stop there?
Yes. Next session might end up being a shorter one, but we are actively dying, so...
It's okay. How short do you think it'll be?
No less than an hour. Probably not even less than 2 hours. It'll probably be like a half session.
Okay. Who are you people? Okay. We'll pick up from there. Because yeah, it's been 4 hours, and I think both of our voices are dying.
Yep. It is really dry in this room.
It's humid in here, but I also did the donathon forever.
Yeah.
Thank you for picking up when my voice was dying.
Well, thank you for picking up when mine was dying.
Yeah, we were actively dying, but we could not stop in the middle of that. There was no way. But nah, this is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
We've not gotten to my favorite scene yet.
Oh, I was gonna ask, was that your favorite? But holy shit,
no,
man.
That is context for my favorite.
Okay. So I'm going to guess next week we will definitely finish this. We may even have time to do the cast party if there is one. I don't think there was last time.
We will definitely have time to do everything.
Okay. Sick. So we'll have a shorter stream, and then maybe the following week, since Silent Hill Forte will be out, Forte F, however you want to say it, maybe then we will finally start that. Maybe.
Next Saturday I'm available. The Saturday after that I am not.
No.
But that doesn't mean we can't A, do another day, or B, just wait until the next week.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry I smacked the mic again. Thursday, this coming Thursday, Case and I might be finishing the off stream. I don't know if you're free on Thursdays.
I'm free basically any day but Sundays, to be quite honest.
So maybe, like, we could discuss this off stream, but...
Yeah, for sure. Y'all don't need to hear my schedule.
Yeah, we can figure it out. But this has been awesome. I'm really happy to be back at Higurashi, but now we must send you this tour of the horrors somewhere else. So the tourers. I saw Dusk and Scorch were playing Valheim, and I joked yesterday, like, if you guys play Valheim, I will join the server. I probably won't join voice, but are they actually? I don't think they're streaming it. I don't know if they're streaming it. No, they're probably just in Valheim for fun.
Puts my worst mic on cutely.
Awesome. Okay, where should we go? Oh, Areki's gone. I haven't raided Areki in a while.
Be free, my beautiful starborn children.
Go! Be free! Be released! Go to Areki's stream, he's doing fighting game things.
What should the stream... What should the raid message be, even?
I have one ready. This
one.
I have a button for it. The tour of the horrors never ends. Don't raid Areki, he stopped? Oh, never mind. Cancel. Thank you, Lewin. Let's see who else then. Up. What's Techie doing? Techie! It's been a while since I've raided Techie. I feel like half the time I see Techie playing Silent Hill and the other half is just random shit, which is awesome. You know what? I relate to it. Because Techie is a Silent Hill speedrunner, so it makes sense. Makes sense. I wish it didn't take so long for me to see how long somebody's been streaming. I have to watch an ad. Okay. It's been 3 hours. Techie might be wrapping up soon. Oh no. We could also just not find somebody to raid. Oh well, Silta's gone. I could raid Silta. I think they're doing some sort of donathon thing. He's playing Helldivers 2. Oh boy. Oh my god, he has his VTuber model up.
Cute.
I never see his VTuber model anymore. He does webcam streams a lot. Brother, why is everything so slow? Just tell me how long he's been going! 2 hours. Alright, we're going to Silta.
Have fun at Silta.
Have fun at Silta. Silta_gamer.
What a gamer.
And also, now, Saribot has this command.
What a command?
! Raiders, so it can show all the raiders. It only counted Flying Weasel Man, even though Proxy did raid me, but I was off stream. Technically. At the time she raided me.
Yeah,
okay.
Really unfortunate timing.
Yeah, but I ended up going. It's okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go chug a 2-liter of water.
Yeah, go do that. Next stream is probably going to be Thursday. Case and I are going to try and beat off live on stream. Wow. Alright.
Funny.
Oh, I'm so funny.
Bye, everybody.